she was that squished, she wasn't controlling where she was going. She was just like this, crammed up in the crowd, and the crowd was swaying like.
Let's go.
We return. Episode
163. What's going on with the guests, man? What's happening? We're canceling
fuck the guests, man.
Bro.
Nah, no guests.
You're not fucking.
All we need is us, man.
Yeah.
We do it on a Wednesday, so
it's too hard, man.
Yeah.
But
And plus, I've reached out to some people, and then, you know, like everyone, they do the whole, yeah, man, sounds cool, man, I'll let you know. And then 4 months goes by, you're like, all right, bro.
listen,
Like,
if you really want to come on, you got to come to us, all right? Let us know. And then if you ask me, I'll direct you to him. So if I tell you to message him and you don't message him, it's not going to happen. Because talk to him, because his schedule, it's his house. This is Wednesday. If we got a guest, we probably have to do it on the weekend. So, you know, if you really want to, you can go to our website, fill out that fucking form, or just message us.
Yeah.
You know, if you really want it, you know.
Yeah, it's hard on Wednesdays, man.
But
like,
anyway,
seriously.
let us
Like,
know if you like the guest list episodes.
Nah, we're all right. I like it.
Yeah,
I like it too.
I like
it's
it.
like routine, but as long as you guys enjoy listening, that's all you need.
That's it, man.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I checked last 30 days, listeners are still at 135, which is pretty good.
Nice.
So
Very nice. How much?
So yeah, they're enjoying the no guests.
Beautiful.
Actually, speaking of which, I still don't know if this is fucking a troll or not. I got an email to my FriendlyFire email, and it was someone claiming that they were like an agency like manager, and they wanted one of their artists to come on here because they liked the show, and she's got like fucking 80,000 something followers. So I was like, and apparently she was like Colombian born American, and she's like blowing up in America. And I'm like, yeah, okay, this is all well and dandy if this is real. I'm like, but we're based in Sydney. And then they just replied, oh, really? I was like, yeah. And then they stopped replying.
Yeah, because
I'm like, dude, we're not like,
fucking. They don't enjoy the show. It's all fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
They use like bots or some shit to find things, and then they fucking hit you. It's all fucking.
And I was like, nah, man, we're in Sydney.
Trash.
Yeah. See, I'm that gullible. I'd be like, oh, they like the show. You know what I mean? I'd be like, yeah, come on, dude.
So here's my credit card. They're like, I just need some money to get the plane ticket.
Yeah.
No,
But,
fuck you guys, man. Listen up. How we doing? What's cracking? Get pasa, man. Friendly Fire. What's going on, bro?
Nah, same old. I think I'm going to deactivate my Instagram this afternoon.
Why is that?
I'm just fucking over everyone's bum ass shit they're posting. I'm sick of it.
I'm with you.
What do you mean? What's your version? I've been off Instagram for a while. So what do you mean by bum-ass shit?
Just everyone's fucking shit music. Everyone's fucking shit opinions. Everyone's fucking shit this.
You're saying shit music because can't you post music over posts now? So does everyone post music over posts? Or what do you mean?
Yeah, I think you're in a different world to us, because we follow all our Instagrams are music people, DJs, producers. So everyone's trying to promote.
Yeah.
We get a lot of people promoting their own shit like we do.
Yeah.
Whereas you, I imagine, would
just
be a
normies.
lot homies, like friends posting family photos, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's a bit different.
Don't you have to stay in the loop though? Isn't it kind of like a necessity in a weird way?
It is, but I'm over
We're
it.
shadow banned anyway. No one sees our shit anyway. I'm with you, bro. Fuck Instagram. I'm over it. Like, I want to fucking cancel it too.
I wonder what you have to do to get shadow banned.
I don't know. I've messaged these cunts and I've spoken to them. I'm like, fix this shit.
And how do you know you're shadow banned?
You could just tell, man.
Yeah.
Like, I remember one time after we did the gig at Lazy Bones, so one of the people was like, oh, yeah, you're mad. Let me follow you on Instagram. And they typed in my full username in search and I didn't pop up. And apparently you look it up, that's a sign that you're shadow banned.
Oh, wow.
So supposedly they fixed that part. At least now maybe supposedly if you search you can find it.
Yeah, well, the biggest problem is the podcast. Is as fun as it is, people don't like when you talk about politics and opinions and this and that. So that is the biggest thing on the list with the no. And because this guy's always posting, obviously the shit for try to promote plug the pod. It's a very dicey.
I don't post that on Instagram though. I keep the Instagram very
but like your TikTok,
fun. All the
TikTok,
Instagram, TikTok's different though.
So that's a big no. They just Meta, TikTok, and they don't like that shit.
Yeah.
So that's number one.
But then they also don't like I like to have a laugh, right? And sometimes I can say shit that I think is funny, right? Or we think is funny. but it's like you kind of have to toe the line with even the humor.
Yeah.
So can't talk politics. You can't be, you can't have crude humor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And let's face it, the funniest humor is kind of crude humor.
100%
Whatever
it
you
is.
define crude to be, like I feel like that bar is so low nowadays. Like it's like what's politically correct in terms of like what humor to use or what. So it's kind of like you can't win. They're going to find a way.
You can't win. The only way you can win is if you somehow get lucky and you somehow blow up quick, a bit too quick than you can handle, and then the platforms go, okay, shit. This motherfucker can make us money because users are using our platform to fucking watch this guy's content. Then, only then you can get away with the fucking crude humor stuff and they kind of let it slide. It's all bullshit, bro. Like I've been doing so much like research and I'm just tired, bro. I'm just exhausted. I just want to maybe have a break from socials. The only shit thing is that I want to deactivate TikTok too, but that's where I get my news topics for this. And that's where you see the cool little funny things, and then I kind of research off the back end of that. Like as much as I don't like to admit it, it is all just TikTok. I see like a news outlet, I'm like, oh, what the fuck? And then I search it, and then I go, okay, this is bullshit. Or the ones that are real, I'm like, oh shit, this is hectic.
Yeah.
But
I'm
struggling with that one a little bit. But Instagram's definitely going this arvo. And yeah, I just want a break, bro. Like you like, I make such good music, man. And you upload it, you get one share. Fucking, you get 10 streams on the side. It's like, it's
Oxytocin, bro.
It's exhausting, bro.
Oxytocin is off its head, bro.
I know.
Off its fucking head.
I know it is.
Like,
and I've got 10 streams on it.
Really?
Like, yeah. It's exhausting, bro. Like, it really is. So I'll probably have a little bit of a break, and then I'm just going to shadow drop my album. So I'll drop that while I've deactivated. And then after that album, I'm probably going to have like a big break and just really only try to focus on like my trading and maybe just do that for the rest of the year. But I don't know. I'm talking a big game right now, but I might deactivate it for fucking 3 days and then get the fucking itch. Like it's like, I know it's not going to be fucking easy. Like
It's
easy.
But I'm going to try. I'm going to just, maybe not cold turkey, but maybe I'm going to see if I can go like, 2 nights, 3 nights. If I get that itch, I'll just reactivate it, send fucking the boys and Chloe silly videos and shit little memes, have a look, have a quick check on people's shit, and then deactivate it again and see if I can go a week. Like, but I am in that mind. Like today I was driving around, bro. I just felt like flat. When you're like, I wasn't my chirpy self today. I was just literally driving like this. No music and shit. I was like,
oh, well, you're going through something.
Yeah, when you got no music.
You got nothing.
Not even sad music.
Yeah.
It was
just the road.
And I was like, just
people,
thinking.
people might think, oh, but no, that's normal. You're just being mindful. And it's like, no. If you, sometimes I'm like, when I leave the house and I'm either pissed off or I'm like really like worried about something or just like, in my own head.
No music.
Yeah.
And I was like just driving and I was like, and I knew I was like, I'm feeling flat today. I'm like, you know what? I've had enough of this bullshit. I'm getting rid of this. So when I do it, right, tonight is the night. If you don't have my number, then I probably don't know you well enough to be talking to me anyway. But if you try to, contact me for whatever reason, collabs and shit, I've got a couple of people I've got collabs with. One of them I'm going to finish soon. The other one, as always, you're waiting for the fucking person to get back to you. And then there's this, it's this shit like that too. I'm like, dude, like, don't fucking hit me up if you're not going to, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, fuck, bro. I'm tired.
I think fair enough if you reach out and then they don't get back to you.
Yeah,
but I think if
that's
they
fair
reach
enough.
out.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is that I don't reach out to anyone because I can't be fucked. I'm a lazy piece of shit. But when people reach out to me, I get excited. I'm like, yeah, cool. And then I'm then waiting because I've got this crack of stuff I can just send to him.
Yeah.
And I know we're going to make a banger out of it. And it will be done like that. Yeah. But I'm like, all right, you know what? I'll give this guy a break. I'll try someone else, try to work with someone else. Let's network. And it never, ever, ever gets completed.
Yeah.
Ever. Except with Megalodon. So I love working with him. He gives me shit back a couple weeks. You know what I mean? He's also still off socials. I thought he was only going to last a couple of weeks. I was texting him, I think, last week or 3 days ago. And I was like, and because me and him like still talk. And we'll text him back and forth. And I go, fuck, man. I'm like, so how you going with the socials thing? Like, I think he still listens. So shout out to you if he is. I said, how's the like social thing? He coming back? And he just goes, bro, he goes, I don't think I'm coming back. He goes, this is hectic. And I'm like, oh, now I want that. Like, I just want to be a little, like, I want some weight off my shoulders, bro. I just want to focus on my trading, shadow drop this album, get 10 streams on it, and then just finish out the year just really trying to get my trading like I said, I'm not going to say too much on that, but if I stick to it and I just focus up, like I'm going to be the one that breaks the chain in my family. Like I'm going to get us wealthy, but I got to fucking focus because this shit is so hard. So then I do that shit and then I'm looking at all this bullshit on social media and then I'm trying to make music and then we do this and then the editing for this. When we do a 2-hour stint, this editing in 4K takes forever.
Yeah.
Forever. Then the exporting and the uploading and so I'm just, everything for me is boom, 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 boom. So many things. I think I need to maybe
you need
reduce a little bit.
Cut out what you can, which socials
I don't know how.
Just
I just work, try to train, go for runs here and there, do this. Like I'm not the one editing this, right? And I still feel like I've got no time in the day. You're doing music. You're doing like, all the socials, this and that. I don't know how you have the time.
DJ sets, getting fucking sets ready, fucking editing the podcast, trading, like, fucking work, editing clips, trying to come up with ideas for content.
There is something nice. There is something nice about not, like, after a while, it takes a while to get used to not having socials, but after a while, you are out of that, like when you see the people, like when we see each other every week, we're genuinely just catching up.
Yeah.
I'm not posting the color of my shit today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I used to post everything in my life thinking that I was like, everyone needs to see what I'm doing.
Yeah, you were like the Snapchat king.
Oh,
bro.
yeah, had to. And then now it's like, it's taken this long to go, like, I don't even have the inkling to get it back. You know what I mean?
No, that's cool.
But Paddy from work, shout out to Paddy, my PM for Precision, he was saying he still thinks like we should have like an Instagram, just a Firecast Instagram, instead of having FriendlyFire DZ,
yeah, I know,
the one, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but then I was like, fuck, I'd be happy to just not only follow our sponsors and then post, like, I'm happy to just do that. Like, make that genuinely the Firecast thing, like, and not get. But then you're starting from scratch though,
and then we're gonna have 12 followers on it for fucking 14 years. Yeah, and
like you said, is it hard for Instagram to get a roll on?
Yeah, of course it's hard, and to post what really, like the same shit we post on our pages.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? I get it, and I want to do it too eventually. That's what the Trip Jacket Mafia page is kind of for. But it's hard as well. Like we're gonna have 12 followers on it for fucking 12 years. You know what I mean? But we will do it eventually, I think.
But then in saying that, then I know that there's ways that some people reckon that the way they've cracked, like growing on social media was there's a tactic, right? Which again, grain of salt, but it's pretty smart. Someone was saying, I was watching a YouTube video. This was fucking ages ago. This was like fucking 2 years ago now. He was saying, who was it? It was someone like kind of well known, like he's kind of like not famous, but like he's an influencer, you know. He was saying that his first channel was a complete dud, shadow banned, and then he said instead of just what we're basically doing, which is flogging a fucking dead horse, he made 4 or 5 channels. So it was, for example, Firecast Clips, Firecast Clips 11. Firecast Rewind. He made like 4 or 5 different channels. Uploaded to every single channel, different times. Bing, 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 or clips of the show. Bing, or whatever the fuck he was doing. I think it was a producer. Bing, 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 bing. Oh, all dead. Except, hold on a second. Firecast Clips is like, bro, this video's got like 3,000 something views and all the other ones have 200. Okay. And then he started pumping that one.
Oh, okay.
And that's how he done it. And then he deleted everything, the other ones, and then boom. Firecast Clips is our Firecast channel. Fucks, no more posting shit on your personal, no more posting shit on my personal, and then we all just, this fucking guy can fucking control it because he's good at it. He controls the fucking channel and he just keeps doing what he's doing, but then it helps filter away the shit off his personal channel. He can keep that for his music, etc., etc. That would be the way I think we'd have to approach it if we did do it. But again, it's exhausting, man.
I'm going to do that. I'll do it on TikTok to start, I think. Instagram's harder, man. Instagram's harder.
Yeah, I feel like your shit on TikTok gets like I don't know what sometimes. I don't know what's considered a lot, but like way more than you would on Insta, right?
It's way more than on Insta.
Yeah.
I'll do that. I might do that tonight or tomorrow. I'll make a TikTok Firecast, some Firecast clips TikTok, and then I'll just keep doing what I'm doing on my personal. I'll just upload the videos to both pages.
Yeah, and just see if...
And for a while, I'll do that. And then eventually I'll move it to Instagram.
Yeah, take your time with it. Just have fun with it. And then if that doesn't... If the new clips channels are dud, just fucking delete it, make a new one. FireCast fucking, FireCast rewind or FireCast like, I don't fucking know. Yeah. You know what I mean?
You got to try for a little while though.
You just got to try and just change it up. And
I mean, it's that law of least effort anyway. So I'm kind of in the same boat as you. It's like, you know what? We're just going to do what we do.
Yeah.
We still do this every week. You know, people are listening. We have a dedicated audience now. You can hear from us here every week. Doesn't matter. Fuck the socials. Fuck trying so hard. Put the music out. People listen. Good. They don't. Who cares?
Yeah.
So I kind of feel the same. And you need some methylene blue. You need to start taking that shit.
Some meth?
Methylene blue. You weren't here when we were talking about it. I've been taking these methylene blue pills. I feel great. I feel phenomenal.
What is it?
My piss is bright green.
Multivitamin.
Bright blue. It's. They discovered it in the late 1800s. They were using it for surgeries. It's like a dye, a blue dye, literally, so they can see what they're doing when they're doing surgeries. People discovered that if you start taking it, it's really good for your brain and for your moods and shit. It's crazy. And it makes your piss bright fucking blue and green. It's crazy. Methylene blue, man. And up the dosage.
Do you feel sharper on it or something?
Yeah, it works. It definitely works. But I recommend it to everyone. Do your research though, because who knows?
Yeah,
but anyway, I think you will benefit a lot from taking it, honestly.
Well, again, shout out to our sponsors, Hydro Group and Creatine. But the Creatine, man, even Chloe was like, man, I'm like, yes, this was yesterday. She's like, fuck, I'm feeling so good lately, like in focus. Do you reckon it's the creatine? I'm like, well, it has to be. I'm like, we're either placebo affecting right now off each other or like what? And this is Chloe, like my girlfriend, she's always had problems with her sleep and stuff. And she's sleeping like a baby, bro, like snoring and shit.
Yeah.
So that's just one thing. So if you add it, with some methylene blue and some other stuff, like fuck, you could be fucking lifting shit with your penis and shit. Let me have a quick look here, read out some benefits. Oh no, don't do that. Sorry guys, I forgot the laptop today.
Don't read the side effects though. Malaria, death, blindness, aging,
shriveled dick. Or is there not much on it yet?
Yeah, I'm struggling to find. It says, while some people use it daily, it's often recommended to cycle it to avoid tolerance and potential side effects.
Yeah, I've heard cycling it. Yeah.
I don't know. Let's see. I'm getting a lot of only potential health benefits here.
He's going to end up looking like that. He's going to end up looking like, that blue bitch from X-Men?
Just like two horns and shit on his head.
It's pseudoscience, but it's really good for you.
Yeah, interesting.
Ask AI, man.
It was the first fully synthetic drug to be used in medicine for treatment for malaria parasites.
Do not take.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of red fucking flags here.
You're looking at the wrong shit, man.
This guy makes up his own websites and shit. He's like, yep, I'm taking it. Dylan.org. Oh my God. No. How do you... It's giving me all the scientific artifacts, not like just the basic.
Ask AI. All right, the benefits of methylene blue. It'll give you a fucking.
You get to have antioxidant, antidepressants, anti-malarial, neuroprotective, and has cardioprotective properties. FDA approved. That leads to tissues. For a treatment. So it was used originally for a treatment of a blood condition that was leading to tissues not getting enough oxygen. Several studies in animals and humans have demonstrated methylene's blue potential to enhance cognitive function, particularly memory, attention, and executive function. These cognitive benefits may be partially attributed to increasing brain-derived neurotrophic factor levels, a protein involved in learning and memory, improving mitochondrial function in neurons.
Mitochondrial.
Come on, son, you're speaking Chinese.
Enhancing
right now.
Oxygen consumption in the brain. So it helps take oxygen to your brain.
Yeah, essentially allowing you to your cognitive skills to get better.
Cool.
To dumb it down, to say the least. How you been, DZ? Anyway, other than you being on fucking blue meth.
Yeah, that's good. Other than that, Just good, man.
Yeah,
just
you've been
chilling.
making some songs in the basement, or what have you been doing, man?
I'm still making songs in the basement. I got a song coming out. By the time you listen to this, it's already out.
What's it called?
Jeff Bezos with Verse. Verse is on
Jeff
there.
Bezos. That's a mad
banger.
song. That's a mad song name. Of course, it's a party song name. But Jeff Bezos is the perfect party song, eh?
It's a good.
I'm imagining him on a boat or something, or like a yacht.
Yeah.
This is a cover art for it, Ernie.
You gotta have the cover art on
and the fucking.
Wow, man.
That's the fucking the canvas. But yeah, so that's already
Who's
out.
that featuring, did you say?
Verse,
beautiful, man.
So check that out, man. How are you, bro? What's going on?
Yeah, I've been good, man. I went to my mate's 30th in Queensland last weekend, just passed.
Oh, yeah.
So I went back to work last Wednesday, and then I worked Thursday, and then I had Friday off, and then I caught a plane to Gold Coast at 8 in the morning. Had a mad day. Just went to this Sports Globe bar, had a few drinks, played some pool.
No pissing yourself?
No pissing myself, luckily. What else happened? We went to this club on the Saturday night, right? And that was like a bit of a feature. Sorry, on the Friday night we went. And we went to this club because everyone else was kind of like saving themselves for the Saturday because that was my mate's 30th. But me and my friends, everyone went home at 7 after dinner and we're at the pokies having a bit of a slap. And we're like, it's 7 o'clock p.m. at the Gold Coast. I'm not going to bed yet.
That's criminal.
Right?
That is early, beyond standards, bro.
And then I was like, all right, whatever, we'll stay out. We ended up getting
Holy.
pretty drunk, right? I was on the ciggies and shit. You're drunk when you're on the ciggies. And then I was like, oh yeah, sweet. We'll go to this asylum club, whatever. And it was like 10 o'clock at night, so it was just starting to pick up. And my God, am I old?
I was about to ask. I was going to say, what's it like in your 30s?
So get this, ready? So first of all, I don't mean to say that clubs are just for this, right? Because they're not. But depending on who you go with, so there was only me and 2 other mates and their brothers. One of them's single and the other one isn't. So 2 of us are taken. He's single. If you're just going with
he's having a hoot.
Yeah, but he's not even trying to pick up. But when you're with 2 mates, it's like us going clubbing. When you were dancing, we're not dancing at other people like this. We're just in a so we're dancing, and then next minute, WAP comes on, and I'm like, it's like get a bucket and a mop for some wet ass pussy, and then I'm looking at my mate's eyes like singing WAP, and then I'm like,
God.
and then I'm like,
3 30-year-old dudes in the corner dancing the WAP.
and I'm like, what the fuck are we doing, man? Anyway, and I'm so old. I'm next to there's the dance floor area, but the dance floor is raised about 300 mil, right, off the ground. But then there's a bar stools around the perimeter with bar chairs and stuff. Bar tables and bar stools around there. So I slide the bar stool close as to the edge because I couldn't be fucked actually standing up to dance. So you know how when you're sitting on the stool, when you're sitting on the stool but you look like you're standing because you're so high, but my legs are on the stage and I'm half sitting down doing this like.
Oh, don't. Please don't tell me your legs are dangling like this.
No.
Okay,
They're on. But I'm kind of half standing. I'm leaning into this stool. And then next minute, some African guy comes over, real nice, and he comes up and he's like, oh, hey, boys, how are you, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, good, man. And then I'm like, who are you with? They have the conversation. And then he's like, yeah, good. And I'm like, so he's like, oh, where are you boys from? Sydney. Yeah. I'm like, how old are you, man? He's like, oh, 21. He goes, how old are you? And I'm like, 30. And he goes, oh, what are you doing here? And I'm like, you motherfucker. And then he goes, and then I had to get him back, right? My mate goes, man, where's all the girls at? Like, why aren't you trying to pick up? And he's like, oh man, these girls, they scare me, bro. And I'm like, oh, is that why you come to us? Just try and pick us up? It's like, and he was like, oh, you motherfucker. But I'm like, I've never felt so old because the way I view clubs, if you're just going with a few guys, you're there to go pick up, right? If you go with a big mixed group of friends, guys and girls and whatever, then that's just the night out with your friends, right? Yeah. But when you're just with 2 guys, if you're at a club, I'm talking about a club. If you're not there to sling some dick, then what are you doing? You know what I mean? And then plus nowadays as well, picking up at a club, you don't see it anymore. I feel like it's it's viewed a bit more seedy. I don't think guys get away with it like they used to either.
Oh, back in the day,
ruthless, right?
Bro.
But now,
oh my God,
my eye, I've got such a keen eye for cunts that are on the prowl. Like I'll see a group of girls and I'll see a guy and he's hovering like this and he's shoulder bobbing and he's slowly
getting closer,
like the current of the ocean. He's slowly he'll be pushed in, and then he eventually. And the girls, I swear, girls have safe words. Like let's just say me and you are like dancing together, and then DZ's coming to the side. I'll look at you and I'll be like, our mouth, help.
They go toilet.
You go to the toilet. Yeah.
And
then they'll probably bitch about him.
Yeah.
And then the guy's just like, oh man. And the guys, his friends are bagging him out because he's like, he couldn't pick up.
That's so terrible.
So it's just like, I look now, and when I'm in a club, it's almost like I'm watching like a David Attenborough doco. I'm watching
you're more
third
there for
person.
Yeah, you're people watching.
Yeah, I'm people watching.
You're not partying.
Unless I am with like, if we went with our big group, right? Mad, we'll club together, we'll have a mad time.
Yeah.
But when you're just with a few guys, I don't know what to do because I'm not, you know what I mean? And these girls are young, bro. I'm just like, what is, but then that's the thing. I never thought, when I would see a 30-year-old at a club and I was 18, I'd be like, what the fuck is that loser? And then I'm like, I'm that guy. So I said to my mate, I was like, we got to go. And my mate was smashed. And he was like, one more. I was like, one more what? Song or drink? And he's like, both. I'm like,
the best places are like those pubs that have a little bit of a dance floor.
Yes,
like ODs or something.
Yeah, because you can
that's
talk.
The best place.
Because I like having, when you get older, it's more about the company you keep at those venues and not just about the unless you're going to see an artist that you genuinely love, you know what I mean? Or unless you're going to see this kind of DJ or something, then you're going for the artist, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then when you're just going, because they play some horrible.
Yeah.
I tell you what they played. They played Neo and Chris Brown. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I'm not bagging it, but like, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many times am I going to hear that? Like,
man,
and people still go off like it's the first time hearing it.
As long as the kids are having fun, man. You know, like I remember me and the boys when we were first 18, man. Thank fuck that we got to experience before COVID. Man, we used to live at fucking Candies in Soho, bro. Like Mobsy, bro. We were this story. I tell this story so many times. This motherfucker, like we were like basically locals at Soho's. This motherfucker come out to the club once in like flip flops, a trench coat, and a beanie. And we all said, well, you're not gonna get let in, man. Like it's jeans and shirts, you know. If you no tattoos and shit, and he's looking like a fucking like a Sesame Street character, bro. And I'm like, we're cracking up. We're going, bro. This cunt, you're not gonna get in here. He goes, no. Typical mob's like, I'll be right, G. Gets to the fucking thing, he's got a cig in his mouth, and he goes, the ciggy just goes. And we were like, what the fuck? And this guy's then just lurking through the club with this trench coat and a beanie covering his eye, like sitting on his nose and shit.
That's so good. I feel like if you're going to do it, you got to own it. You got to be confident, have the confidence to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of people don't even try because they go, I'm definitely not going to let in. But if you think if you own it, you know.
Fuck, but and it was fun, man. Again, it was ruthless, man. Like, yeah.
The nightlife in Gold Coast is way better than here, though. I will admit that. Like, people like you can get shots everywhere. You know, you can't get shots everywhere like you go here. But Sydney, like if you're a tourist and you come to Sydney and you want nightlife, how disappointed would you be, eh?
I don't. Yeah.
No, but like if they don't know, and they go to Sydney.
If you've come here thinking you're gonna party, bro, fucking.
But nowadays, I'm sure you can look on Reddit. And you can kind of
you look up. They'll be listening to FireCast, going, all right, we're gonna go party there. Well, so we're all doing okay. Which is good. I guess that will... I'll bring up something quickly. I was going to say this for the news corner, but I guess I'll bring it up now because it kind of ties in what we're talking about, right? Young kids and partying. Have you guys seen the fucking Travis Scott doco on Netflix?
No.
This someone needs to go to prison for that. 10 people died, right? One of them was a 9-year-old boy. Okay.
At his concert?
At his was that
the
Astro
the
festival that he did? I think it was right after COVID.
Yeah.
2021 or 2022. I can't remember.
2022 probably.
Right, so Houston, Texas. He AstroWorld Festival. He done it the first in 2018. It was a big success, and then COVID happens, so they can't do it. No, he does it 2018, 2019. Can't do it 2020 because of COVID. Can't do it 2021. I might be butchering the dates here, all right? So don't fucking fry me on TikTok, you fucking losers, right?
Get your facts straight, bro.
It was 2023, bro. And then they can't do it for a few years, and then they come back, right? It's like 2021 or 2022. So everyone's hype as fuck for it. They're interviewing some of the kids that went and all this shit, right? And then, so long story short, as we all know the fucking story, 10 kids died, right? Now listen to this, right? This is, because I knew it was bad. We all knew it was bad, but you don't fucking realize how bad it was, bro. All these kids died not because of like obviously drug overdoses or alcohol poisoning or a bit of, rough housing, stomping, someone's fallen over, hit their head. No, bro. These guys suffocated. These kids suffocated in people. They drowned in people.
Is that possible?
Yes. Yes. They got this. So what had happened was, right? So and then this like festival safety expert comes on and he's explaining what went wrong, yada, yada, yada. The first fuck up, right, that these funny cunts did. So they got the festival, SZA performed, a whole bunch of artists performed, it was going swell, right? Travis Scott performs at like 8:45 or some shit. The festival's over here, right? This funny cunt had a whole stage designed that was just for him. So let's say this is his stage.
Off to the side.
To the side.
And the rest of the performers were performing on another stage.
They were performing a ways, maybe like 500 meters away on a different stage, right? So this is completely closed. This is empty, right? Well, not closed, empty, right? Sure, of course, there was always the fanboys and the FOMOs that they're already camping at the front rails, right? One of those people died. The guy camping at the front, trying to get that good spot. So the guy said the biggest mistake they did, or one of, giving this guy a separate stage and having over 50,000 people at the same time
moving over,
bum rushing, trying to get a spot, right? Second problem, the way they designed the stage. So this is the stage. Then the way they designed the viewing area, people funneled in onto the left side and it made like a big square. And then it goes into a T. And this T section's only for security and medical staff. And then there's the right side of the stage. So typical festival stage set out. So the swarm of people, of course, the majority are going to the first bit of stage, like room they can get to, which is this left side. They all funnel in, like 30,000 something people funnel in. Immediately it starts getting a bit, how you going? But then the other people obviously start breaking away and filling up this side. So this side is where all the deaths happened in the same spot. Right, and this shit is insane because there was a couple of like Snapchat stories or something that they put on the video of that people had taken at the time. Dude, there's a guy, like a kid filming like this, and all you see is like eyes and hair. You can't see the stage. It's just people. And this guy's like literally going, bro, what the fuck? This is getting a bit much. And then, so people were saying a couple of interviews. There was this one woman, she said she was that squished, she wasn't controlling where she was going. She was just like this, crammed up in the crowd, and the crowd was swaying like the ocean, left and right. And she started panicking, going, I need to get the fuck out of here. So this guy then starts, right? Boom. I think it was within the first song. People are passing out, going into cardiac arrest. There's multiple ambos doing CPR on all. These are kids, bro. And people are screaming, stop, get us out. But you can't hear shit. And this guy's fucking going up. And you know what Travis Scott's like. His fans go fucking, they go bananas, bro. And these guys are dying. Like, they're drowning. They got their hands up and they're literally drowning in people. And then one of the girls that they're interviewing, she's a nurse. So she says that it got too crazy and then she ended up falling over. And a whole bunch of people just start stacking on top of her. And she's like literally, she can't breathe. She's literally going, like, losing her breath. And then she literally looked up and thought she was going to die. And then apparently a hand comes in and like grabs her and yanks her out. And some other kid saved her. So they then like rush her out, shuffle her out. And like, dude, these kids are throwing kids over the sea of people. And the Sekis are skull dragging these kids on top of people's heads. Like water, not through passing through. That's how tight it was. So they're throwing people over each other. She ends up getting out. She was learning to be a nurse, or she was a registered nurse, and she was like freaking out and shit. And then she goes, nah, like I feel like I need to help people. She sees a guy on the floor, like dead, like he was dead basically. And she goes up trying to get a pulse. There's like no pulse, or the pulse is really faint or something. She said she started doing CPR on him. Ended up saving his life and bringing this kid back to life. They're still friends now. She ends up saving this fucking guy. And then the interview goes to him. He was one of the guys that waited at the front trying to get a good seat. An early spot. And he dead set died.
But came back to life.
And she saved him. Yeah. Yeah. And I couldn't, but Chloe was crying and shit. I was like, I can't believe what I'm watching, right? So third problem. So number one, Travis having his own stage. Number two, the design of where people are partying. Number three, supposedly, right, the expert and multiple people looked at this venue. The capacity should have been 35,000. They had over 50,000 tickets sold. And this shit is it. Like, and they're interviewing the ambos and the security guards, and the ambo was like, dude, everywhere you looked, someone was getting CPR performed on them, and not because of drug overdoses. This was people like drowning. It was like pulling out people from the water because you're saving them from the water. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what the fuck? This shit is insane. No charges filed. Nothing like that.
He's still making money. They all love him still. He's still doing shows. It's fucking sad.
I don't know I wonder whose responsibility is it for the ticket sales? Is it Travis Scott going,
probably not.
No, it was the promoter called Live Nation. Apparently they're like one of the biggest festival promoters in the world. They're the ones that work hand in hand with Travis Scott. People were trying to sue them and they couldn't do it. Apparently there was a couple of court cases settled that they didn't share because it's undisclosed information. But at the end of the day, there was no charges filed against Live Nation or Travis Scott. And then apparently at the end of the doco, just to really like rub it in, it just says
straight up,
Travis Scott and Live Nation in 2023 broke the world record for most concert tickets sold at one of his shows or some shit.
Wow.
And that's how the doco ends. And I was like,
see, like it's. I'm not blaming the people that bought the tickets. I'm not blaming the people that went there, because at the end of the day, you go to see someone you love, like an artist like that, whatever. But I've never been one for like mosh pitting, for example. And when, for example, I'm more like, I get how people, you might be different, but no matter how much I love the artist, getting up close, as in real close, like this, at the cost of me being uncomfortable the whole night, like rubbing up. I've been more, I'll go to the left, the front left, maybe the outskirts where the crowd kind of stops, where it stops being like sardines.
Yeah.
Because I like to dance a bit. I don't see the point of being like trapped in sardines and just being able to do this. Bob, I want to like dance. I can't dance for shit, but I feel like when I'm moving, I feel like I'm Chris Breezy, you know what I mean? But I like to just have a bit of a boogie, right? So I just go on the fringe of it, max. Like I've never really been one to mosh. So I wonder what these people were thinking when they all rushed, right? Some of them, you're kind of responsible for your own safety as well at some point. But they did. It's up to them. It's up to the promoters and it's up to the event managers, the people that do this shit. It falls. The onus is on them, right?
100%.
But as well, I'm not blaming people that just happen to get caught up in it. Like you might, but people that just. Man, surely you know what you're getting into. When you see that sea of people, I reckon some people, they would have seen the crowd and went, they start like
getting the fuck out of there.
No. Some people would have went further in, I reckon. Because they wouldn't have realised until you get in there.
Well, that's what a lot of the kids that were interviewed, they were saying, right? So this is so fucking sad. So one of the guys that gets interviewed, one of his friends died, right? She's a young girl. And so he said that when they were in the mosh originally, right? He said that it felt normal at first, and then it apparently, so Travis Scott had a countdown when he was going to come on the stage. It was going like 4 minutes and 30 seconds, 4 minutes 29 seconds, right? He said when that got to around only 50 something seconds, he goes, he started feeling like pushing, like people were pushing, and it wasn't stopping. And he was going, fuck. And then he started getting those feelings in his head going, fuck, this isn't really normal for a concert. And he said, like, he's been to a few. He went to the first ASTROWORLD. It was nothing like this. And then a few of them that were getting interviewed, they're sitting there going, and something just happened where you could feel something wasn't right. Something wasn't right. Then he starts, they're that squished in the crowd. He ends up losing his friend, and she ends up fucking suffocating to death, right? And he said so, and it's so sad. You see in the video, there's real footage too. This kid ends up somehow getting out, lucky, and he's on top of one of the camera guy's fucking things, and he's yelling at him saying, fucking stop this shit right now, bro. People are fucking dying. And there's real life footage of CPR, like dudes doing CPR on people. It's fucking
And Travis Scott
insane.
didn't even stop once, didn't he?
He probably was unaware of what was going on.
Apparently. So this is what's crazy, right? He stopped, right, a couple songs in because someone passed out and they're fucking throwing this guy like a rag doll, right? And Travis is going, oh, hold on, everyone, make room, doing the right thing, right? He's going, all right, make room. And as the guy's getting like dead essentially or dying, getting dragged out, he's got his fucking stupid auto-tune on his mic and he's just going, yeah. Yeah, like he's like singing, like he's like getting the next song like going.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe what I was watching. I was like, no. I was like, there's no me, right? Me. If I'm an artist and I'll be on that mic going, the second I see some cunt moshing and hurting someone or whatever, I'm stopping this shit. And you ain't getting no refunds. I'm stopping this shit because I'm not about that shit. I want everyone to rage and have fun, but no one fucking getting hurt and shit, right? And then apparently there's a transcript, there's text messages and shit where they're trying to rush around the security and the police, right, while this is happening, trying to find, apparently there's a rule. There's only 2 people in the whole concert festival that have the authority to do an emergency stop of the show. Travis Scott is not one of those people, apparently. It's the executive manager of Live Nation, the promotion company, and then like the second underling producer or whatever. Of course, apparently they're nowhere to be found, right? So they end up, they're frantically panicking behind stage. They end up finding one of the guys, and then he tells the second guy in charge that, dude, this is getting gnarly out there. We should probably pull the plug on this. Then apparently he's the only one who has voice audio with Travis talking through this. So if he wants to, he can plug in and say to Travis, dude, we need to pull the plug on this as kid's dying. No one knows what he said to Travis. And then all you see is Travis just kind of walk around, he's listening, and then he just goes, yeah, boom, and he just starts again. The crowd's going, and they're getting bananas. They're getting crazy.
So he finished the show essentially.
They did the whole set.
Have you heard the conspiracies about this now? Related to
like a fucking
satanic ritual, right?
Yeah,
because in the background of his fucking the graphics they have in the background, there's like real weird like satanic shit. And people saying they use these concerts to like harvest. It's like a ritual, and then 10 people died, and it's very eerie. And if you look, there's some compelling stuff. Like it's pretty, but I don't know. Like maybe it kept going because that was the whole point. Trying to harvest some souls.
Yeah, man. It's so like imagine that's your kid, bro. Like because I've always got, bro. All right, let me give you guys a rule of thumb here. Right? I went to the biggest or one of the biggest festivals in the world. EDC. You can look this up, right? EDC cracks every year around the 400,000 people mark. 400,000 people, 50,000 people. For EDC, again, I'm not a mosher. I don't like it. I like dancing, having my own room. But for one of the sets, Adventure Club, me and the boys were like, nah, we're going in this fucking mosh because they're like, we're fucking weirdos. We like moshing to melodic music. Not like fucking... So, because they're melodic.
More gentler moshes.
Yeah, look. Gentle moshing, right? So we're like, yeah, we're going in the mosh, right? Not once out of 400,000, not 400 because they weren't all there for Adventure Club, but there was a shit ton of people, way more than 50,000 people. Not once was I like pushed or did I feel like a surge of people or like not once. 400,000 people, 50,000 people. So that also goes down to because Travis Scott is an advocate for that let's get fucking crazy behavior. So these kids get there and they want to act crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. It was a very eerie, weird, sad documentary, man.
Yeah.
Very sad. Like,
I wonder if he's seen it. Or if he, just
I don't
tries to
think,
brush
no way. He cares.
I wonder if they feel remorse,
Nah, they don't give two.
He'll wipe his
fucks.
tears with his dollar bills, his $100
What's
bills.
it called, the documentary?
I think it's called ASTROWORLD Tragedy, Travis Scott or some shit. You'll see it. It's like on the main
On
homepage.
Netflix.
Yeah, you'll see it. You'll see it.
We do have questions.
Don't let your kids go to a Travis Scott concert.
Yeah.
Fiend.
I hope they play Fiend.
Yeah.
He's not that great of an artist.
He's
No, he's
fucking
not.
ass,
He's
man.
not.
I fucking
He's
fucked
really.
him.
I
And
don't
this
get
is what-
I'll admit, when he first came on the scene, I was like, "Oh wow,
No, man,
But
fuck
then
him.
I went like, do you know that album he done with the Drake song? What's that album? Was that ASTROWORLD?
Yes.
Sorry, that
Yes.
ASTROWORLD album. That was at the
Okay,
at the peak.
yeah.
I was okay.
Okay.
But then after that, I'm like, who? Travis who?
Well, what's the now? Well, what's it called? The one with Drake.
Sicko Mode.
Sicko Mode. Yeah.
The only good song that he's kind of got that I like is Yosemite, and it's like, and then he's got like he's kind of humming. He's like, I feel like I'm chosen, I'm covered in gold. It's the only one that I like in my playlist. Everything else, get it in the trash. We don't like this shit, and this is why I want to delete socials. That shit is what's like, I'm so tired. I'm so exhausted.
Well, we do have some questions and some polls in old fashion. Do the polls first. I said, when you think about the future, are you optimistic or pessimistic? Given the times and the news, I'm sure we'll talk about scary times. It's 100% for optimistic.
Hell
which
yeah,
is good. So
good always wins, man.
I think we're all pretty optimistic.
Yeah.
Says, how do you think AI impacts us? Will it be beneficial overall, or will it destroy us all eventually? And it's 60%. Destroy us, 40% for beneficial.
Ooh, okay.
So most people think it'll destroy us.
It's hard. I tend to think people think probably mobile phones. You know, you tell someone about a mobile phone like fucking 30 years ago, or whatever. They'll be like, "Oh no, like that's never going to happen." People would say, "Oh, it destroys our lives." I think ultimately this helps us.
Yeah.
But you, like anything, a car could be used as a weapon. You know what I mean? But a car could be seen as transport, and like it helps. I feel like it's just AI will be one of those things where it's how you use it. But the scary thing is, when the powerful get AI, as we do, they have more money and more access to have more access to even better AI than us, right? Where mobile phones, it's just a mobile phone, right? What's like Joe Rogan has a mobile phone, it's a mobile phone.
Yeah.
Anyone else, Elon Musk has a phone, it's a phone. But when you start to play with AI, I feel like that's the only difference between all the other technology that's been up until this point. So I'm kind of on the fence.
I never thought of it like that.
Yeah,
You're
that's
right.
That's an interesting take.
They'd have all the first access to the best ones. Yeah,
and
you're
it's
right.
AI. Like, what can they be? Because now nothing is safe on your phone. You know how all the apps, they're like, oh, this is encrypted.
It's not.
like nothing. But when AI comes into play, like they can just, you know what I mean? Like the things they could do without you even knowing, you wouldn't even know that that thing exists. You know what I mean?
So if just your intuition, what do you think in the 20 years from now? How do you think we're going to be all right, or you think AI is going to take over?
I think we're going to be all right. And if we're not, we probably won't even know it. They're probably taking advantage. The wool's being drawn over our eyes.
Yeah.
I think we'll be all right.
Interesting. What about you? You're beneficial?
Yeah, I think definitely beneficial, but they're all, it's just like anything in life. There's going to be some very vindictive things and people using it for vindictive and nasty things out there. But again, man, like it's hard. If you just try to keep in your own lane and do your own thing, you should be okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you should be okay. The second that someone comes along and goes, hey man, I've got like this crazy AI stuff, you want to sell it for me? I'll give you like $1,000 commission. That's when you're like, okay, this guy's doing something weird. But if you do it, of course you're probably going to get in some shit. You know what I mean?
Let's do more of these. Does the current state of the world scare you? Yes or I'm unbothered. That's 57% for yes, 43% for unbothered.
Yeah, interesting.
And the last one, a bit more lighthearted. Best genre: hip hop, EDM, R&B / pop, punk / rock / grunge.
EDM wins that.
23% hip hop, 46% for EDM, 23% for R&B, and 8% for punk rock. Grunge, interesting stuff. What do you think? You're a hip hop guy, right?
I'm hip hop, but it's hard though because I feel like I have many hats in terms of like. It's the scene.
Depends
it's where
on
I'm
mood,
at.
yeah.
The mood. Like I love EDM, but unfortunately, you won't really hear it in my car. It'll be rap, hip hop.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But yeah, it's just
it depends on the mood. It's very mood thing. You obviously EDM.
I had a friend who listened to hardstyle, and he listened to it first thing in the morning. You know, at night, whatever.
Yeah, that kind of rocking up at 8 a.m.
That's a bit much, man.
Or like I used to work with this guy when I was an apprentice, and he was like. Really into the gym, but he was like a nerd. He looked like a Clark Kent, like a Superman kind of character. He had like glasses, like nerdy, but kind of buff. And then he picked me up, and he like it kind of felt like his serial killer vibes. Everything in his car was spotless, and he was like, oh. But then he turned on the radio in the morning. And it was raw. it was like screamo, and I was like, what the fuck? And like
It's 7 o'clock in the morning, motherfucker.
And plus, I didn't expect that to come from him. You know what I mean? But he just listens to it and he goes, it soothes me, and I'm like, what the fuck?
You guys want to come take photos in my apartment?
Yeah, you want a brewski?
Yeah,
And then-
want a brewski?
On to the anonymous questions. We only got one of these. Have you ever had a bad experience with the ambulance or at hospitals? We know you have.
Joey
Shit
K.
yourself in there.
Shit myself. I got golden staff once after Bali.
Nah, man.
Yeah, I mean, not really.
I'm yet to break a bone.
Very grateful.
I drink a lot of milk. I got strong bones, but yeah, nah, pretty good. The doctor did once play with my dick and balls when we were doing a cold and flu checkup, which I felt was kind of weird.
Cold and flu.
Yeah.
Okay. Did she do the whole cough? Was it he?
It was a dude, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I went in for cold and flu symptoms just to get like a prescription for like some strong cold and flu tablets, and then he just asked me to get my dick out. And yeah, it was real weird.
He was a predator. He was a predator in a lab coat.
Probably should have reported that.
You should have asked for his doctorate or something. Like, I want to see your papers.
Was
it even a doctor?
Well, yeah, I had a nurse play with my balls once, and I was like 13, so I was like not really like, fuck yeah, a nurse is touching my balls, because I had like I thought I had like appendicitis. So they thought my appendix busted. But a symptom to tell if your appendix has burst, your testicles can twist. So, yeah, swear to God, you can look it up.
That does not sound real at all.
Yeah.
And so we both got touched by doctors.
But if that's not right, I got molested. Yeah. But if that's right, then it was fine. But I'm pretty sure it's accurate. So she, and I remember I could still feel she put on the gloves, and I could feel how cold her hands were on my balls. And I remember Mum was in the room, but she was like, couldn't obviously see my balls, but she was in the room. So it was weird because when you break it down, if you take away her profession, it was just another woman fondling my balls in front of my mum. And I was like, and I remember just going, oh, and it's like, and it's so weird. Like when you're in the doctor's office, right? For some reason, you're like, every experience I've had, like with a doctor, if I'm just like having to get my dick out or something, I'm like, for some reason, it could never be smaller in that moment. Like any other.
I've never seen it this small before.
Yeah, like any other time, I'm like, oh, I can go for a nudie run comfortably. But it's like, it's almost like when you know that you're about to get it out for a stranger, your dick goes, hey, I'm going to play a practical joke on you. Just goes.
Yes, turtle mode.
It just goes turtle mode. And she was playing with my balls, and I'm just like, this is so weird. She's like, cough. And I'm like, and she's like, no, you're fine.
What the fuck? Well, it says here, while appendicitis typically presents abdominal pain, nausea, and vomiting, it can sometimes be referred to a pain even associated with testicular symptoms. Doesn't say anything about twisting, though.
Oh, okay. So
she's in there going,
yeah, she's untwisting. She's untwisting my nuts. She's like sucking on it.
Oh gosh.
I've watched too many pornos. Mom, wait outside.
Oh my god.
I probably wouldn't have been able to get hard, to be honest, because it was at that stage where I feel like sexually I was like late to the party. Like I had friends losing their virginity and getting real
at
horny,
like 9 years old,
really horny with women like around 12, 13 or more. But I was like, I lost my virginity at like 16, and I didn't really take to women until like 16 onwards.
Until 30.
Yeah. But I'm just like at that point, I don't remember ever feeling like, I feel like if you're a single, 18, 20-year-old man, and there's some creeps could be like, oh yeah, like you're fondling my balls, even though it's kind of fucked up because she's literally doing her job. And as a typical male, we just go,
yeah, she's got a husband and 4 kids at home.
Yeah, and you're like, hey, I have appendicitis. There's no need for this, right?
Yeah. What up, Australia? If you've been following us on FireCast for a while, we love the Hydro Grip. This is my favorite bottle. I take this thing everywhere with me. It's a double wall stainless steel insulated bottle. This thing stays cold or hot for hours on end, man. I love this thing. I take it everywhere. It's got this magnet. You're in the gym, you touch your phone to it, boom, film your reps. Post it on your Instagram, show all your followers. 10% of all sales goes to the Sydney Children's Hospital. So you're supporting a good cause. Check them out. Let them know you came from the FireCast.
And news you can trust. The news you can trust. Only believe what we say.
we are aliens.
I think the most obvious pressing news, Israel and Iran.
Oh my God, they're bombing the crap out of each other, man.
This is a good old-fashioned regime change. I'm disappointed in Trump. I thought Trump was different. This has just proven to me that I don't think it matters who's in charge. I think there's much more shadowy figures that are just too powerful. And I think maybe Trump did have good intentions and really was trying to be different, but it's just too much. Israel is too much. They had a plan. They're open about their plan. Since the 80s, they had a plan.
What was that plan?
It's to secure Israel's future, to keep Israel protected.
Who had the plan? America had the plan?
Israel's
Israel.
plan.
Okay.
In the 80s and even before then, they've had all these. It's all open. You can see Netanyahu said all this wild shit about regime change and toppling these countries. They had a plan for 7 countries in 7 years. And the countries are Syria, Egypt, Iran, fucking Iraq, and all these countries, Iraq war, Syria recently just got overthrown. The only one left is Iran. Literally the only country left. And then, so it just seems like the US probably going to get involved. We're going to be a bit of a war there, regime change. But the only difference with this one is the Iranians actually don't like their government either, because it's oppressive. It's a dictatorship. And there's no women's rights. There's nothing. Yeah.
So that's why it's dicey, man.
It's not good that they're getting bombed.
Of course, it's
and
not.
And regime change isn't
the way it's
good.
happening is shit. But
and they've also, Tulsi Gabbard, who's the director of national security, said last year or 2 years ago that Iran, we've done the investigation. It doesn't look like Iran's actually getting a nuclear weapon. And they've been saying for 15 years, by the way, that Iran's 2 weeks away from getting nukes. Iran's 2 weeks. They've been saying it literally for 15 years. But apparently Tulsi Gabbard a couple of years ago said it doesn't look like they have nukes. And no, it wouldn't have been a couple of years ago, because she's only in this administration, she's the director. So she's recently said it doesn't look like they get nukes. And Trump said publicly, it's like, I don't care what she said. Iran can't have nukes, and Iran's so close to nukes, and that's what Netanyahu and Israel parrot. It's, Iran can't get nukes, even though they've been saying it 15 years. I don't know. Apparently, Iran doesn't even want to get nukes. I don't know. It's weird.
Is that just
dicey.
Are they just is that being used as an excuse to bomb them?
Yes, I think Israel is just looking for regime change. They want to get that Ayatollah out because Iran hates Israel. They overthrow these governments. They put in a puppet president or puppet whoever, and they're kind of on the side of Israel and America. It's like Syria now. It's like fucking all those other countries. It's like what they did in Iraq. It's all the same shit.
So really, are they going to have control? Israel wants control over that and just have a puppet.
I don't think they want control. They just want to be secure and safe, and they want to conquer the Middle East and have a future. Whereas everyone in the Middle East hates Israel. And Israel's plan was, instead of getting along with the Palestinians, we're just going to overthrow all these governments and all these proxies that they support and everything. And then we will never have to give the land back to the Palestinians. Because they had an agreement in the US and Israel. They made a pact and a treaty that Israel was dedicated to giving back land to the Palestinians. Eventually, they're going to give back land. That's what the previous prime minister, that's the deal they made. Netanyahu doesn't want to do that. And they've publicly said this shit. So instead of doing that, if they, decimate Gaza, decimate the fucking whole place, they don't have to ever give them their land back, and they don't have to be nice to the Palestinians. They can just overthrow these governments, overthrow these countries that don't like them, and then instead of getting along with them, we just get rid of them. That's basically the plan. And it's like, it's atrocious, man. And it's sad and it's fucked up. But in the long term, maybe Iran can have a better government out of this, as a silver lining if they do get overthrown. But who knows, man?
Yeah, so I've been seeing the opposite. I've been seeing a lot of Iranians coming on socials and stuff saying that this is great.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They don't like the government.
They don't like the government.
It's also, they don't like getting bombed either.
Of course. No one likes getting bombed.
Of course. But that's what I'm saying. There's a silver lining here, maybe.
I was also reading some articles as well, watching a bit. Again, you don't know what to believe anymore, but I've been reading articles saying that, like, this is not the first time Israel's, like, come in and, like, essentially saved us and helped stop countries that have nukes and shit. So apparently Israel were one of the main ones that actually helped, like, stop Saddam Hussein. And he was a fucking worldwide terrorist. And Israel was saying for ages to America, like, dude, we need to get, this guy is trying to build bombs and shit. And you can look all this up. It's all true. Apparently, it got to the point where everyone was just kind of ignoring Israel, right? Because, again, big bad Israel. We all hate Israel. And then apparently Saddam Hussein come out and started saying, we're going to fuck Israel up once we get, like, going. And Saddam Hussein started constructing, apparently, he was trying to build a ginormous cannon from Iraq or wherever he was that was going to be able to shoot from Iraq all the way to Israel. And then Israel was literally going, nah, dude, fuck this, we're going in. And apparently they were one of the main ones. And then, of course, America gets involved in shit.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You are right. But it's nothing's black and white.
Yeah,
There's nothing black and white.
You don't know what to believe.
And Israel is also covering their ass because all these countries hate Israel.
Yeah.
So they're trying to get rid of the government, even though they are, like Saddam Hussein was genuinely a bad dude. So that's true, as well as, it's not, Israel's trying to cover their ass. They're like trying to get rid of these guys, and he's genuinely evil, so it's good in that sense. But then it's also like there's a lot of collateral, man. Like what they did to Gaza is pretty much beyond excusable at this point. Like they've decimated Gaza. It's gone. There's no one over Hamas, and like it's
all over the Palestinians. Like it's crazy to me because I don't know much about it, and I'm like, from what I'm hearing as someone that doesn't know anything besides seeing the videos that you like of the bombs, I'm just like, everyone, it's all like hate. It's just like they're focusing on they might be a threat, so neutralize the threat. Like I feel like countries, they can't have enemies in fear. They can't live in fear when their enemies are like, lurking. You know what I'm saying? Like what they can't just live in peace separately. They just want to dominate.
And I lost my train of thought. But have you seen the video of Saddam Hussein where he's doing he does a public purge where he thinks that someone's betrayed him or something. So he like has all his ministers or whatever in like a big hall.
And he kills them all.
He's smoking a cigar or whatever. And he's like, if I read your name, stand up, recite the party slogan, and then go outside. And then they all shitting themselves. They're all clapping and like shit. And he's calling all these people's names. And the guy stands up. He's like, me? He's like, I didn't do anything. Listen him out. And they literally just walked outside and got shot and killed.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was a bad motherfucker.
See, that's like,
he got hung, didn't he?
No, they Saddam Hussein. No, they shoot him? No, because they captured him. He was hiding in a fucking hole or some shit, and they captured him, and they would have fucking executed him.
I was looking up as well. I was reading about the history of Mussolini in Italy, and like that's another motherfucker, man. When they got him and his wife.
Yeah, they beat him up and shit.
They hung him upside down in public. You can see the photos.
Yeah,
on public display, his dead body.
Mussolini.
Yeah.
What did he do?
He was a president of Italy or prime minister of...
He was a dictator of Italy. So he rose to power during World War II, and he was basically trying to reinstate the Roman Empire was his ultimate goal. He wanted to take over. He was a bad dude. And they got him and they full strung him up, hung him upside down. It's fucking
brutal,
crazy, bro. Like these dictators, it's fascinating, but it's fucking scary that at the push of, like, this can happen anywhere.
Yeah.
Like Italy before was a normal place. Germany before was a normal place.
Well, Afghanistan, if you see photos back in the day, girls were in bikinis and they were like,
Iran too. Iran was like that
Iran
too.
was like that?
Iran was a democracy. And we think we're safe here and it'll never happen here. But all it takes is like in Germany, one motherfucker to rise through the ranks and to sort of change shit. And
one guy with a fucked up mustache.
It can happen anywhere, man. Like
it's sad, man. But like you just don't know, man, because
you
like,
really
like
don't.
Iraq as well, because like I was looking up like what is Hamas, right? Like what are they? And there's a lot of evidence saying that Hamas is just a terrorist group backed by Iran, though.
They are.
Yeah, backed by Iran.
Iran backs the Houthis, Hamas, and Hezbollah. And Hezbollah's from Lebanon, Hamas is in the Gaza Strip, and they are...
They're like little guerrilla groups? Like, are they like little...
But they're free... Hamas is a terrorist organization that that slogan from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, whatever, that is taken from a slogan of... It's about the complete eradication of Israel. They want to kill all Jews and exterminate Israel completely. That's what Hamas is about. That's their stated slogan. All right? And they had... So Hamas, I hate my recollection is so bad, but the information's in there. It's all right. But they had elections or something. Hamas in the Gaza Strip, they had elections or whatever, and the people they had a chance to fix it and get into power and have a democracy. And Hamas, they had elections and they got into power and they could have fixed it. They had agreements and shit, but Hamas didn't do anything. Instead of using the money to rebuild and to help each other, this is years ago, and agreeing with Israel and working together for a two-state solution or whatever. Hamas instead put all the money into weaponry and building little fucking things to attack Israel and to, like it's shit like that.
So
like
focused on hate rather than growth.
And then you have all these idiots on TikTok who don't know nothing, myself included, who are saying, Hamas is the best, Hamas, and they don't understand the history and that they literally... and then another thing I see from these TikTok idiots, they say, maybe Hitler was onto something. Maybe Hitler was right because everyone hates Israel now all of a sudden. Everyone hates Jews. Right. And it's like that same thing you're saying. There's normal Jews who don't agree with what the government does, like us. What if Albanese started killing innocent people and we didn't agree and everyone's like, fuck Australia, so eradicate all. That's what you're saying. You're upset because innocent Palestinians are being killed indiscriminately, and then you're saying in retaliation we should kill all Jews indiscriminately because they're killing all Palestinians. It's bizarre.
It's insane.
It's like no one has to die.
How many brain cells do you have? You're still gonna go to work in the morning, motherfucker. Like, come on, bro. None of this shit affects us, man. We wake up every day and I'm still going to work. I got dirt under my fingernails and shit, man.
You know what's crazy?
Sick of this shit.
You know what's crazy too? Because you can't be on TikTok for too long during this because it's all the people that are commenting like fuck Israel and all this shit. Yeah, they're this and that. Hooray, Hamar. Why is it always
the uninformed?
No. Why is it always a white girl or a white dude?
And buck teeth, curly hair.
And you look at their profile and you just know these guys are eating good. They got a roof on their head. Why is it a white person thing to get so offended for other cultures, races? You don't see black people doing it. You don't see the Chinese doing it. It's just white people, us white people. That's what infuriates me. I'm like, bro, shut up, bro. You don't know what is going on. And again, just a little bit of fucking research. Again, you flip the coin. If this nuke thing is true, you don't want them having nukes because they're going to blow Israel off the face of the fucking earth. And there's going to be some idiot listening to this is probably thinking, yeah, good then, fuck Israel. No, bro. It's not like that, bro. You can't have that vindictive thinking because you've let social media control your... This is what we spoke about. That human stupidity that Dr. Bonhoeffer spoke about during World War II, that human, don't be stupid. Think for yourself and do the research. People just see, fuck Israel or fuck Iran, and then everyone just picks a side and then starts commenting all this weird, silly things that they don't even know what the fuck they're going on about.
It's social points. They're like, look at me, I'm part of the right group. Accept me. Let's go on our coffee date and we can all agree and everyone's friend. And then you see the guys in the protest. This motherfucker's waving a Mexican flag in American protest about not wanting to go back to Mexico. He's waving a Mexican flag in fucking America. And another motherfucker was dragging the American flag on the concrete and stepping on it and shit. You hate America so much, but you won't leave. You know what I mean? I don't get it. I don't understand. These people are stupid, man. Yeah, nothing. At the end of the day, nothing is black and white, right? And nuance is everywhere. My opinion is just, it can be swayed either way on what's right. Don't attach yourself to this identity and this idea that fucking you're so, attached to, and nothing can change your mind because this is shut up, man. We don't know shit. No one knows anything, bro.
Yeah. And by that point, right, Israel, the Hamas, whoever it is, the US, everyone's got that much dirt on and blood on their hands. Yeah. It's like the current situation is the current situation, and which is apparently that Iran has nukes, and then that's why Israel bombed, right? But it's just like you can't control that their decision to do that. But then it's like to just go on Israel's side automatically and just be like, yeah, even though they're kind of the bad dudes as well, you know what I mean? So that's why when I see this shit, I don't really have an opinion because I'm like...
They're both bad. Israel's terrible.
They're both bad, you know what I mean? So it's just like...
especially. Netanyahu's a bad dude, man.
Yeah, Netanyahu, bro. The way he talks, dude, he's like, you're like thinking, fuck, is he crazy?
He's a bad dude.
Who is he?
The Prime Minister of Israel.
But he talks like Hitler with so much confidence.
What's his name?
Benjamin Netanyahu is his name.
Yeah, Netanyahu.
And they were supposed to have elections, which have been postponed for a while now. Anymore, he's not a good dude, man. It's just fucking no right, no wrong. Everyone's fucking wrong, killing each other indiscriminately, and it's like you attach yourself to, we're the good guys here. We're the good guys, everybody. And then it's like you look at America after World War II. They get all these Nazis, and we'll take them, and now you can work for us. It's like, where's the morality there? You hate these guys so much and they're so evil, but as soon as you win, it's like, oh, now you can work for us and do what you were doing for them, for us. Yeah, it's like everyone just wants the money. Everyone just looking for the best way to the top. It's all bullshit, man. So don't attach yourself to this fucking garbage.
Yeah.
Again, man, were you on that episode when I was reading out the scientific studies of Dr. Bonhoeffer?
No, that was a special one.
You weren't here. Yeah, this is exactly it. This is literally what he spoke about. It's like the human stupidity. When someone is so opinionated about something, you can't, there's no like counter argument, there's no cure, there's no remedy, there's nothing you can do against that stupidity, because in their head, they generally believe that they are doing something righteous. That makes sense? So that's why with these people, especially on TikTok and that, half of them going, well, yeah, fuck Israel and fuck Hamas or we free Palestine. Like in their little pea brains, they think that they're voicing for the righteous, for the right side, for the good. They're fighting evil, right? It's not that at all. It's just that they're so stupid. And then this doctor, like it's. I mean, I wish I fucking had my laptop so I could read it out.
I know what you're saying, because I've experienced that in life, but as I've gotten older, unless it's something really bad, but even then I'm like, I kind of don't exert energy. And do you know those people that you just go, yeah, man, like you just agree?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, there's no point trying to change someone's view, especially when they're so heavy in the paint for something that's kind of clear as day to me. And I'm like, how did you get, in my head, I'm like, how did you get there? And how are you so entrenched in it? So as I get older, I'm just like, I'll let them, unless there's a really close person to me and they're in my life and I really want to try and get them to open their mind. But if it's just someone at work or someone, I'm like, let it go. You know what I mean?
It's like me with Trump, right? Like I was a big supporter of Trump and I was hoping that, he would be different. But
so why do you think he's not different? Because he said he sides with bombing Iran?
For the way he's talking in his statements, especially going against his own advisors like Tulsi Gabbard, who are saying one thing, and then all of a sudden he's like so in the pocket of Israel, clearly. And it's just like he was kind of running on a campaign he wasn't going to be like that. Like he was anti-system, and now it's like clockwork. This shit happens, history repeats itself. And it's like this Israel shit, it's clockwork, regime change. And now it looks like they're doing another regime change, and it's under Trump. And you'd think Trump was about no wars, was about none of this. And then his statements, like what he's posting, is just crazy. Like he's just saying Iran can never have nukes, and all caps and there's exclamation points, and saying all this. Oh, I told him to sign the deal. Now I don't feel like signing a deal. We gave him a chance, and it's just stuff that's it's a bit disappointing, because when you're such an advocate for this, and then everyone goes, "I told you, we told you," all the fucking Democrats and lefties and shit. But it's like, you just.
I don't know if the Democrats would have done anything different either.
No, that's the thing. If Kamala was in the seat, it would have.
But like you said, I swear I said this a few episodes ago when I was like, I think maybe, I swear I said this. It's like, I think maybe, like, what if Trump is just another cog in the machine? Because like Obama, right? When Obama was in, people were like, oh yeah, Obama would do all this, do all that, and he kind of didn't do shit.
He did the same thing.
They bombed the fuck out of Iraq.
And that's the thing, like, you don't get time. Like you were saying last episode, you don't really get time to change shit.
But 4 years is not long enough.
Yeah, so they're clearly not in charge.
The system has been the system for like fucking thousands of years.
Like, if you think about it, does it really make sense? Like these elites and companies and the people who have all the money in America, right, and they run everything. Do you really think they would relinquish the power to a completely new person, a completely new administration every 4 years?
Yeah.
There's someone like behind this, the control room, and
they give it the facade that they do, but
that's why we like Trump, because I thought maybe he looks like he's genuinely fighting a different fight.
He's doing the dance, he's doing the Trump dance, and he's like, everything's gonna be okay.
I still like him more than I don't, and I still like most of the things he's done. But yeah, we'll see how this plans out, man.
I mean, crazy times.
We're wild times.
Is a nuke going to get fired?
No, I don't
You don't know.
If a nuke does get fired, it'll be Israel on fucking Tehran. So, because that's why...
And when they all bomb each other, will Australia be the only thing left? And they'll forget about us, and they'll be like, wait, everything's on fire. And they'll look across... We don't have a missile that will even reach that.
Get them, send boats and shit,
submarines and shit. But... I think if a nuke does get dropped, it'll be Israel on Tehran, which is the capital of Iran. But it's because Trump was putting an ominous message too. He said everyone in Tehran should evacuate now.
Yeah,
and he said
yeah.
that. So within tonight or the next tomorrow, who knows what's going to happen. But
It's scary though, because a lot of people are like us, and they're just like normies, right? They have nothing to do with this. It's
Exactly.
just like the elites and the war dogs. They just everyone else did you say Tehran?
Tehran, yeah.
You know, and even Israel, everyone most people wanted it to stop. You know,
That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the problem. And then you fucking idiots voice your opinions on socials like anyone gives a fuck.
Yeah.
And then you've got these poor fuckers over there sitting in a broken down shack going, fuck, am I going to get bombed tonight? And you idiots, it's so embarrassing.
War is a money game, which is a sad thing too. So I think it's just going to happen forever. And that's why we like Trump, because we thought Trump was going to end the neocon bullshit. But it's like, that's how they make their money. So who knows? Once they overthrow Iran in another 10, 15 years, who knows what the next country is going to be? It's probably going to be North Korea. They're probably going to go in there. It's probably going to be Russia then. And it's probably going to be fucking Vietnam then. It's like, that's how they make their money. They make weapons, they manufacture weapons, they make money. You know, the guy who's behind the fucking Ayatollah in Iran and the guy who's behind fucking Netanyahu, they're probably shaking hands in a dark fucking dingy shack underground in a bunker, lizard people. And it's all fucking, you know, la-di-da-di, it's a fucking stage, man.
Yeah.
The world is a fucking stage.
Yeah.
It's all puppets, it's all bullshit. And we're sitting here on FireCast talking about it like our opinion fucking matters.
Well, it does. The world's listening.
It's just bizarre, man.
Like, and then there's people out there. Remember that lady that that was dissing the guy that had a Greek flag, and she was like, "Fuck Israel," and the guy's like, "It's a Greek flag."
See, again, you can't be that stupid.
they are.
Like, come on, man, please. Seriously,
please.
if you are white, do not post on TikTok, please, your political views. All right, we talk about it. We see all fucking sides of the coin. We're just, you know, we're basically just broadcasting the news and what we think. But don't go out there and actually start commenting like paragraph long things on why you think Israel's bad or why you think Iran's bad. Like, seriously,
Especially
bro.
when you work at Subway for $12 an hour. Like,
Oh, bro, it's so funny. When I was watching, bro, I was on a TikTok. I had to full stop last night, like get off, because I was on a TikTok, of course, was like a video about Israel and that. And someone sent, right, calls a white dude. He sends like a paragraph long thing on why Israel's evil, right? And we have to free Palestine, all this stuff. And then someone comments, goes, "Dude, I'm from Iran. Shut the fuck up. This is hectic."
this is hectic.
And I had thousands of likes. Like, there's like, a lot of the Iranians want this government gone.
They don't like the government. Yeah, that's for
Do you know what I'm saying? So what is that fucking telling ya? So obviously, but again, there's a way, like, it's just happening in a very nasty way where the governments are trying to benefit for themselves. But the Iranian people are like, they're the ones that I feel so sorry for them. You're like, what is happening over there? You know what I mean? Like,
a big tool of Iran and the proxies that Hezbollah and Hamas and shit, a big tool they use is propaganda and turning the world on against Israel by showing all the horrors and the horrific. So it's fucking clearly worked. Like, obviously Israel is doing horrific shit, but the way they've used propaganda to kind of shift opinion over the last, because like after World War II, you couldn't say anything about Jews. Like you know what I mean? Like, they had the worst atrocity, you know, the Holocaust. You ever said anything about a Jew being anti-Semitic was the worst thing. And now everyone fucking hates Jews. And now it's cool to hate Jews. You know what I mean? And it's like crazy how that shift happened so quickly.
Yeah.
it's
Just keep your wits about you, man. Don't pay attention to any of the bullshit.
it's freaky stuff, man. Freaky stuff. Let's see what else I got here.
I got something about the fucking... Remember that submarine that blew up? The submarine imploded?
Yeah.
Right? I learned something that apparently...
There's a doco on that too.
Yeah, I think that's new. That just came out. Well, what's crazy about that, right? One of his close friends came out and said that he planned to die there and he didn't care if he had to sacrifice other people. Like, he was so obsessed with the Titanic and the Titanic story that he planned to die there, and he was suicidal and wanted to die there and be part of the Titanic. And I thought, when I heard that, I'm like, surely that's cap bullshit. And then I looked it up. His wife is named Wendy Rush, and she is the great-great-granddaughter of a couple that died on the Titanic. So this guy is like a genuine nutcase
fanatic
for the Titanic. And when I learned that, I was like, whoa.
What the fuck? How many times I wonder he's watched that movie?
Bro. So like maybe he did kill himself.
That's crazy, man. To do that.
Going down in a man-made fucking dinghy that deep, of course he's going to kill himself. What the fuck, man? Is this guy insane? Why is everyone insane? I'm fucking over it, bro. I need a break. I need a break from you cunts.
It's always like...
What the fuck, bro?
It's so
He
weird.
built it in his backyard.
It's so weird.
Without an Xbox controller.
That's crazy, man.
It was controlled by Xbox.
It's so weird when people are that crazy and they're willing to just literally go down with the ship. You know what I mean? Like,
Bro, fucking me.
And he was going down there to look at a pile of fucking rubble and,
Nothing,
and sticks and dirt and shit.
And what makes it worse is he took a bunch of people with him.
I know.
Like, what the fuck?
and these people, unbeknownst to them, this guy's like, this is going to be my last ride.
He's like,
you know
wait,
what I mean?
what? He's surely joking, yeah? He's like, strap in. Like, what the fuck? Like, and that would have been a scary way to die because they would have gone down. It would have been normal.
But you would have heard noises.
They would have
first.
just heard the ping, ping, maybe like a nut or bolt too, and then you're gone. Your consciousness
Probably
is gone.
quick and painless, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
But
crushed like one of those cars in the fucking...
Is that how it would have...
You
Yeah.
You literally just apparently scientists reckon dying like
So you
that.
don't drown first?
No, your body explodes into pink dust.
Oh, wow.
It just that's how quick you die. The pressure is
mist.
that like
That's crazy.
a human
man.
can't be down there, bro.
Yeah.
Let alone a fucking boat built in your yard. It cannot be down there. So you're gonna die like imagine that though you don't die. Fuck! You're getting stretched around and shit down there. Like fuck.
Your eyeballs floating away.
I don't know if this is true. This is on a radio, Australian radio. Apparently, a dude landed in America and he got deported and sent back here because of his political views and the stuff he was posting online. Apparently, he was held, detained for 12 hours. Then they started interrogating him after 12 hours. They made him give up his phone. They then took his phone for I don't know how long. So now he said that he's changed phones and he was scared they put shit on his phone and that. And basically they were trying to sway his opinion against Trump. So you're not allowed to like Trump, apparently. And he's going, what the fuck is going on?
He was Australian?
He was Australian. Yep.
So they were deporting him
Yeah.
because he liked Trump?
Yeah, because apparently so. And they were trying to, and they're going like,
Oh, I thought it would have been the other way.
Nah. And
What
then,
the fuck?
yeah. And again, I don't know if this is true. This was on an Australian radio show,
It's
literally
probably cap.
uploaded on, I don't know what radio show that is. On Will and Woody. I think that's Kiss FM. Will and Woody. They do the Arvo show. Again, only uploaded a day ago. Again, this guy could be just doing a mad little hoax with his homies online or whatever. But he basically, he sounded pretty genuine. And he goes, I'm back here. I was like, I'm supposed to be in America. And what did he say? He said, how did they even detain him? I don't even think they said that part. And he basically said that if any other Australians, if that happens to you, you got to take it and just get deported because they told me once I gave up my phone, I'll be all right. They're just going to search my phone for like, incriminating stuff or terrorist stuff. And they took his phone, come back and they still deported him. Yeah, and he reckons he's changed phones and shit because he's terrified of what they put on his phone. I don't know. Crazy story.
That actually reminds me, I went to America last week and they deported me as well. See how easy it is to make up shit? I don't believe this. I don't know. Fucking.
I don't know if I believe that, man.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe. Let me look at what do we got? Some comments.
You can say anything. Especially on a podcast. Look, we look official. I could just fucking clip saying fucking whatever.
Yeah. Just end it there.
No, bro, everyone believes this guy.
Yeah, everyone believes a fucking anything.
Everyone just believes this guy.
I mean, who knows? It is America, so anything can happen.
Nah, man, America's a land of the free, though. Apparently,
Yeah.
remember?
Home of the brave.
What do you got, Joey?
So there's going to be an Olympics next year in 2026 where all the athletes get to use performance-enhancing drugs. It's called
this is cool, man.
the Enhanced Games, right? It has nothing to do with the actual Olympics. I think the actual Olympics probably hate the fact that they're creating this. The Enhanced Games promises to have all the same events as the actual Olympics. The idea for this whole thing was created by the Enhanced Games founder, Dr. Aaron D'Souza, and he says, we don't just want to break a world record. We want to break every world record there is. He also said, we live in a world transformed by science. From vaccines to AI, sport has stood still. until today. We are not updating the rule book. We are rewriting it, and we're doing it safely, ethically, and boldly. He claimed that these games will fundamentally change the trajectory of not just sports, but of humanity as a whole, which is why they're calling these first few athletes superhumans, right? He essentially wants to see how insane can human beings transform if they've done everything possible. And this is where Captain Australia, James Magnuson, comes into this. Because think about it, right? For the enhanced games, it's really hard to move past the fact that if you're an athlete and use steroids, it taints you dramatically, right? Like when you see like Lance Armstrong right now, you don't think the guy that's like the best cyclist in history.
Cheater,
you think the cheater, right? So how they're going to kind of avoid that is to pay them tremendously. Do you know how the Olympics are very they're very stingy? The gold medalists get like 37,000 or whatever. So you're gonna get $1 million for gold.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
it's
let's do.
Really?
Yeah.
$1 million bucks.
Yeah, legit. So the enhanced games, right? They released a statement.
I'm signing up, bro.
They released a statement. All athletes competing in the enhanced games will be paid, with those who set new enhanced world records eligible for $1 million prizes. We are pleased to confirm that the first athletes to set the new world record for the 100-meter sprint and the 50-meter freestyle will receive $1 million USD. Which is 2 million Australian, right? Now, this is where things get juicy because hearing about this James Magnuson, right, who had been retired from professional swimming for about 6 years at this point.
He's coming back.
He gets a call one day from his friend who has a podcast and they start asking him his thoughts on the enhanced games, right? And just jokingly, like he says, what does he say? Oh, he goes, if they put up $1 million for the 50-meter freestyle world record, I'll come on board as their first athlete. I'll juice to the gills and I'll break it within 6 months, right? The enhanced games, along with many media outlets, seen this, right? And they said, challenge accepted, right? So because they wanted to make it a bit more competitive for him because it was kind of a new thing, he needs a challenger, right? They end up rounding up another guy. And he's also a four-time Olympian, Christian Gokolomev, I think. And so these two athletes accept the deal and jump on a whole range of substances, right? James went on a concoction of testosterone, peptides, and other substances, where Christian didn't actually disclose what he was on, right? But if you look at their transformations, bro, they're huge, right?
He got way bigger.
But I'll tell you what's funny, right? The James Magnuson, right? So they train for this thing. When they do the race to compete for the $1 million, James actually loses, right? And he doesn't get the world record, even 3 attempts. He actually swims slower than he did when he was natty.
Probably heavier, right?
Whereas Christian, he beats the world record. I think the world record was held by, I forget who, but it was 20.98 seconds, right? For the 50-meter swim, where he got it in 20.89. So by 0.03 milliseconds or whatever. Right. So he just beat it, right? And now on his Instagram, Christian's put the world's fastest swimmer in his Instagram bio, but now everyone is kicking up a stink.
You got to say enhanced fastest swimmer.
Yeah, because they're not actually the fastest swimmer. It's like the enhanced fastest swimmer.
And they paid him too. They gave him the mill.
They gave him the mill, right? They gave him the mill. So, and then people took to the comment section going, this is not a world record. What a joke of a title, right? Steroids in an illegal suit, clean water, and a terrible finish, right? And then there are plenty of other people hating on the steroid Olympics. Like the head of the US anti-doping agency called it a dangerous clown show, right? The 2-time Olympic champion Kieran Perkins says it's borderline criminal and someone will die if it's allowed to go ahead. After this race between the enhanced games' first 2 competitors, the World Aquatic Organization issued a blanket ban on any competitor that has ever taken part in the so-called steroid games.
Wow. Okay.
And they're urging others to do the same as well.
I want to see the hammer throw, motherfucker.
Yeah, well, you will, because the enhanced games doubled down after these statements.
Oh,
they said
sticking to their guns.
They'll be having their next event in Vegas next year in May. In May 2026, they'll be having an event. And James will get another shot at that $1 million. So I wonder how fucking juicy he'll come in at.
Where are they getting the money from, man? Shit.
They'll also have juiced up athletes from all different sports. They'll have 100 different athletes at least. they'll pay them $250,000. I don't know if that's USD or not. It would be, I think.
It would be, yeah.
For each gold medal won, compared to the abysmal $37,000 the regular Olympics pays for a winning gold, and $1 million again to anyone who breaks a new world record.
That in Vegas next year is the actual enhanced games.
The actual.
Right? This swimming was just
kind of
like
a trial.
an exhibition.
Yeah,
right?
because they were their two first athletes. You know what I mean?
Next year in Vegas will be all the sports.
All the sports, over 100 athletes, and all different hammer throw. You'll see the hammer throw. Everything that
javelin,
and not just that, combat sports, man.
Yeah, they're
going to see combat sports.
Nah, you can't let them fight. Someone's going to kill them.
They're going to have that fucking Aman Khalif fucking take all the testosterone you want.
Well, that's the thing, right? So what do you guys think? Because like, do you think there's a place for it? Because if one person's cheating, then fair enough. But if they're all doing it, is it excitement and entertaining, or is it kind of immoral? Is it not moral for them to do it?
Look,
what's your take on it?
Whatever. I'm all for it. But again, the lines get blurred when then old mate is saying faster. Like if you're going to participate, right? Like, be proud of it. Like, die with the lie. Like, if you're going to participate, all right, fuck it. I'm going to do this shit. I'm going to do a little bit of fucking steroids and gear. I'm going to try to swim because, one, I'm going to win more money. And I'm then going to fucking post a photo saying, yep, I am on the gear to the shit house and I won the gear games hectic.
I'm here and I'm on the gear.
Yeah. Don't then go around saying I'm the world's fastest swimmer. Like, that's a bit corny.
Or if you're going to say it, be like, I am the enhanced world's fastest swimmer.
Yeah, just, like that's when it gets corny, right? Like, that's so corny. Like, seriously. But
he technically is the world's fastest swimmer.
Well, I mean, exactly. So what's your take then?
I mean, I think I'm for it too, but I kind of like... I think
he is the world's fastest swimmer, technically.
If it's possible...
Well, he beat the world record.
If it's possible, like, these guys at the enhanced games, they're trying to see the absolute boundary of human limits, right?
Yeah.
And you can't get that without steroids.
No.
Yeah.
You know, like, with steroids, it's a fact, with steroids, you can perform a lot better. You're still a human.
You recover
it's still a human doing something.
Yeah.
So if you really want to see the max a fucking human can do, you have to be juiced.
Yeah.
So, like, even though it is kind of corny, like, I agree. I personally wouldn't do it for like that same reasoning.
But do it for the money.
But he technically is the world's fastest.
And he's a millionaire.
You know what I mean?
And he's a millionaire now.
Yep.
But exactly. And the money, the thing with the Olympics is it's a huge scam. Like the networks and the Olympic Committee, they make so much money and the athletes get fuck all. And then they're going to come in crying, go fucking, it's a steroid game. They're open about it, man. Fuck it.
Yeah.
You got in the Olympics anyway, all the Russians getting banned every year because they're all juiced anyway. You got the Chinese team, fucking ballerina team, they're juiced as well. They get banned. It's like they're doing it secretly anyway.
Yeah.
They should have an outlet where they can do it in the open.
Yeah.
And be paid.
It's just interesting to see if the pay is going to stay the same, or eventually if it gets some legs behind it, the enhanced games, and they get more athletes, will they struggle to pay that much to 100 different athletes, or will they just keep paying that money? Because
I think they got money, and I reckon this is going to blow up. I reckon this is going to be so huge.
Put it this way, there's slap fighting that exists. I'm not saying that's steroids, but if you want to see how sometimes I look at the world and I am optimistic, like I said before, but then I look on, I'm watching UFC, right, and then on the commercials, it's slap fighting, and then I'm like, they're literally, like, humans will do anything, right?
Yeah.
Like, legit. And I've been on steroids before, right? So, and I know the peak of what you can physically get to is steroids. Like, don't get me wrong, you can train natural and you can be fit and healthy and this and that. But, like, if you really want to compete,
baby.
that juice, man, like,
it makes you look good.
It makes your dick. Oh my God! Listen, I would wake up with hard-ons that I didn't have since I was 14 years of age. I remember my dick would hurt in the morning. Honestly, I would wake up so hard that it's. You know they say pitching a tent, like literally a doona. The doona would be up. Like, it wasn't like a sheet. The doona would be up, and I was like, and I remember being like,
sleeping on your dick like this, like a fucking plank.
I would literally flick my dick like a, I would make it feel like, like a bouncing board.
Like a springboard.
Springboard. You know the swimming, I'd be like, and it goes,
so your dick got bigger, not smaller.
So it actually,
it makes your nuts small.
So my nuts have never been the same size since. Even getting off gear, I have small nuts. Tori grabs my nuts and she's like,
right.
So I have, like, my nuts have shrunk, right? Like, and they won't go back to the same size. But your
dick grew.
dick, because your dick's a muscle, right?
Yeah,
and do you know how when you work out, you get more blood flow? Your dick, like I swear, I'm not saying you go from like a little shrivel to like a mandingo, but I'm just saying like it does fucking help with that. So sex drive, in the gym, I was working out like a fucking animal, and I could do like.
Like 100 reps,
and not just that, the confidence, and with the confidence, everything else follows, bro. Do you know like that whole thing? You feel good. Wait, what is it? That saying? You look good, you feel good. Yeah, that all joins it. But the thing is, it can make you a bit narcissistic, and think like a bit. What's the term, like lovo? You know? But if you use it, I was using it because I was a bit like vain, and I was using it for like image. But if you use it for what these guys are using it as, that man, and if they really want to push themselves, it will be interesting to see how fast people can swim, how far people can do the hammer throw, how far. It's just fun to watch.
I mean, it's pretty crazy that the first event they've done broke a world record.
Yeah, I feel like it just goes to show it's crazy.
They've got it. We are going to do a transgender enhanced Olympics.
Well, they're already enhanced.
Let's fucking do it. So
Let's go.
We want transgenders only, and you're going to get on the gear to the max. Yeah. And then we're going to do boxing and like horse racing and shit. Like all the gnarly sports.
Yeah,
like white water rafting off cliffs and shit. Let's see. Now that's a market I can get behind.
Jousting.
Medieval fucking.
What do you reckon would be the funnest event to watch?
Hammer throw.
Yeah, the ones where they can throw shit.
Yeah,
the ping pong.
Imagine if
the ping pong.
Imagine if the mountain got on even more gear, and he was just like, you know what I mean? I think, yeah. Ping pong would be fucking.
Did you get angry on the gear?
So
Yes.
Yeah. So I didn't think that I had roid rage, but then at the time, my life was like, I was not in the best place in terms of, relationship or this and that. There are certain life stresses where I could have handled them better, but like I would get that angry sometimes where no one would be around and I would just scream, but not like a girl. Like I would be like, I'd be like, ah! And then I go, oh. And then I go, I'm hungry. And I go in the kitchen but then I'll be like,
like a baby.
Yeah, I remember my ex at the time was like, I feel like you're getting road rage. And then I'm like, shut up, you don't know anything. But like literally, I'll be like, it's that thing where it's like, you don't really know when you're in it. It's like when you're in it, it's such a whirlwind, man. Like then when you get off it, like I did and stayed off it, first of all, bro, the crash was crazy. I took post-cycle treatment. It takes about 9 to 12 months for your natural test to kick back in, right?
Oh, shit.
And I remember being like, during the cycle of me taking the post-cycle treatment, I remember I was so different. It was so weird. It was like I was getting more like emotional than usual. And I remember one time it was on a Friday night and all the boys went out and they're like, you coming out? I was like, nah, I'm staying in. Like, I just don't want to go out. And they're like, okay, whatever. And I stayed at home and I watched Good Will Hunting with Robin Williams and Matt Damon. And I remember there was this scene where he was like in the therapist chair and then Robin Williams was like, because Matt Damon's like this traumatized guy and he's like, Robin Williams is like, it's not your fault. And then he's like, I fucking know that. Like he's a rebel, right? Matt Damon. He's like, I know. And he's like, it's not your fault. And he's like, I fucking know. And he's like, it's not your fault. It's not. And then he just starts weeping in Robin Williams' arms. There's more context to the story, but he's just been through a lot and whatever. He starts weeping in Robin Williams' arms. And this is the first time that Matt Damon's character has really been vulnerable. And I was at home by myself and I went, and do you know your tear ducts start hurting? And you started, and I was like, no one was around, and I was like, and I started like weeping, bro. I was like, really? I was like, and like that shit. Like, don't get me wrong, I've cried in movies, but like, bro, the emotional seesaw gear puts you through, bro. Like, holy shit, I would never jump on that stuff. The only time I'm ever going to jump on it, and that's a maybe if I'm really into fitness like that still. But if I naturally need it for like aching, if I'm sore and I can't do the basics and
like
TRT. I want to do TRT, but I took it like I would train with this guy. I won't say his name, but he was the biggest gym bro. Like he was huge and he still is huge to this day. But he kind of was self-taught and he does know what he's talking about, but he does steroids in excess, like too much. You don't need to do that much. And he would jab each other and shit. And like my sister, she caught my mate with a needle in my ass. And we used to have street parties in my cul-de-sac because everyone was neighbors and friends.
You're all just jabbing each other.
So I came home from the gym once and they were all at my neighbor's house because like they had street parties for years. Every year, once a year, we'd have it. So I noticed that they're all the whole street's in my neighbor's house in the backyard. So I go, I won't say bleep the name out. But we went, come in mine. We'll jab each other, right? So we're in my room. And we're sucking each other off a bit.
Yeah. What the fuck?
So we have these French blinds. We have these French blinds on the window and they're open like this. So you can see through the slits. And I'm up against the wall like this, right? And my mate's just jabbing me in the ass. And next minute, I'm talking to my mate. I'm like, and I look straight and I see from my peripherals a figure like go like this and then go. And then I look and it ducks down. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, who was that? Next minute, he's still jabbing it. And then all I hear is the backsliding door go. And then like someone's inside. I'm like, fuck. And then so he ends up finishing up. And then like he blows on my ass. And then so I end up going outside. And then my sister had just left when I came in. Like, so she kind of would have known what we're doing, quickly got whatever she wanted and left. But when she left, I came into the kitchen. My vial of test was in the middle of the kitchen bench. And the lamp above, like the big pendant light, was shining over it.
Busted.
Like, and it was half of it. So my parents had a full intervention for me and shit. Yeah, my whole family.
All of them?
You know it's an intervention when the TV is on, but it's on mute and they're all sitting on the couch. And they're like, and I'm like, are you on steroids? And I was like, and I tried to convince them, when you lie as a kid, but you thought you got away with it back then, but then now you look back and you're like, they all knew, but I went, it's herbal. I was like, it was over the counter. Like, it's just an oil. It was just, and my dad, he was a cop, bro. Like, he's not dumb. But I was like, oh, it's over the counter stuff. Like, it's normal.
Couldn't they tell? Like, weren't you much bigger than like a normal person?
Well, all the crying and the shouting, I think they realised it.
Yeah, all the dirty tissues from coming everywhere.
I'd just be glad that my sister didn't think I was fucking blowing my mate in the, it's fucking me in the ass or something. I would just be like, it's just steroids. It's just steroids.
It's steroids.
Yeah, sure it is, Joey. Sure it is.
It's both, all right? He sucks me off after he jabs my ass.
What would you do, right, if you walked in and the intervention and your dad goes, son, are you gay? Because you're going to have to get out if you are. Like, no, Dad, I swear it's steroids.
And he goes, oh, thank God. Yeah, but like the things, and I didn't know much about it, you know what I mean? But it was one of those things where you get whoever you hang out with. I feel like a lot of the time, if you're easily persuaded, like I've been in the past, you'll find yourself. Do you know how they say you are who you hang out with? I've noticed that before I found my core group of friends, right? I was kind of a floater socially. And I feel like I went through trends where I'd hang out with these people and I'd smoke like more weed, or maybe these people were gym rats, right? So I'd go to the gym all the time. If I missed a Saturday, if I didn't go for the 6th day of the week, I'd be like, "Fuck, you're a shit cunt." And then I started jabbing gear, and then so I'm probably in the past I've been a bit easy to influence, but also. Man, it was fun. It was fun,
and it was worth it.
I don't regret it because like it made
fun.
me who I am today. Yeah. But like, I don't think I'd do it again. But it's a learning curve. You know what I mean?
Interesting. So you think worth it the overall physique?
I think, I've kept some size. I haven't kept the fullness because I remember I'd wake up in the morning and it's like I already trained. I remember before I had breakfast, I brushed my teeth and I had a vein going.
You're making it sound so convincing.
When we come next week, we're both fucking
butt as cock.
But I'll tell you the bad thing.
God damn.
I'll tell you how I can explain to you how jabbing is. Imagine it's like brushing your teeth, right? Like it's a routine. But imagine if brushing your teeth hurt. So after a while, right, I would get sick of jabbing, you know what I mean? Like I'd jab my shoulder, my shoulders, my ass. And then after a while, right, you get scar tissue in those injection sites. So it's not always your first prick, right? Like your first prick of a needle will go in easy, right? Easy. But after a while, you form scar tissue under there. And then after a while, I had to lean against a wall to put it into my shoulder.
Oh, really?
Like the needle, I had to go like slowly, and then it would go, and then in fast, like and then I go, oh, and it hurts, and then I have to like try to do it myself. You know what I mean? Because my mate wasn't there.
Oh my gosh!
So then eventually I'm like, what the fuck am I doing,
So
bro?
you jab once a day, was it? Or-
So I'd get on. So the start of my cycle was test E, so test the Nanthate, which was slow acting, so it takes 2 weeks to actually work. And then to speed it up, I'd take propionate, right? Which propionate, it's fast acting. That means fast in, fast out, which means because it's so fast to go in, it works almost instantly, but it actually is fast out, which means you have to jab it more frequently. So for the first 2 weeks, I'd run prop and test E, and every second day I'd jab like half a mil, right, of prop. But then once every 2 weeks, I'd jab the test E. Because then after 2 weeks, when the test E kicks in, I'd drop the prop. But that was me being a bit of a excited,
trying to rush
going,
it,
I want the effects now.
So that's all you're taking? No, like Diana Ball and all.
Oh
that
yeah,
shit,
every
or
now
like-
and then before I went to DEF CON, I'm like, I want to get shredded. So I went on Winstrol, Tren, and I was like, I was like a walking fucking pharmaceutical at one point.
Holy
Yeah.
shit!
And then
bro.
I'll tell you the funny thing, I was so vain, I was like, I'm gonna get shredded for DEF CON and everyone's gonna notice. And then really, if you go to DEF CON, right, we didn't know each other back then, but like we didn't know each other. I go there, I got my shirt off like a fucking weirdo, right? And I'm like full shredded. Yeah, you might see me, right? And just go, okay, that's a dude, it's a normal dude. But you're not going,
That guy's
oh
shredded.
man, like he is very shredded.
There's
but-
about 25 other thousand cunts that look the same.
Yeah, and bigger, because there's always someone bigger on more shit. So, but that whole main character thing, you think you're more important than what you are? You know what I mean?
So in next year we're going to see Joey in the fucking equestrian enhanced games, fucking shredded as a kid.
Yeah, just jerking off. That's the sport. I'm just like,
The sperm racing.
Oh my god! You got every record. I'm gonna end us on one more. This one's a little bit morbid, but we have to talk about it because it happened. Did you see the Air India plane crash?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
A dude survived.
One guy survived, right? And of course, the conspiracies are he wasn't even on the plane, whatever. No, this motherfucker survived, right?
so he crawled in the rubble and just pretended.
Seat 11A. I don't know how true this is. Apparently, 20 years ago, a Chinese singer was in a plane crash and survived, and he was in seat 11A. And he come out and posted something on Twitter and was like, dude, that was the seat I was sitting in. So now every airline's going to jack up their price for seat 11A, right? So at first I was watching a guy on, I follow him now, Captain Steve. Oh, man, I would pay extra money for a guy like Captain Steve to be the pilot of my plane. This guy's a professional, right? This guy, I'm like, hell yeah. The way he talks about it, he knows all this shit about the planes, the ins and out. So at first, he was saying it was pilot error because he said that the co-pilot accidentally didn't lift up the landing gear, accidentally ejected the flaps, hence why you can't get air, and then the plane drops. Because in the video, you see the landing gear doesn't get retracted. So the plane takes off, the gear's still down, and then it crashes. Then, as more information comes out, like a day later, he makes another video update, and he goes, nah, I actually think this is like a 1 in a trillion double engine fail. The whole plane lost power because, I didn't know this, underneath a plane, there's something called a RAT, the RAT. That only can be deployed automatically by the plane in a severe emergency where your plane loses power, and that little rat should give the plane just enough juice for the pilot to be able to call traffic control and say, dude, we're fucking going down, and just enough juice to try to get you to glide for an emergency landing. That's what that thing does, and it's powered by the wind, and then it's like solar power for the plane. I didn't know that. You see in the video, in a clear video, that thing has been deployed. So as it goes up, it deploys, but obviously there's not enough time to try to pull off that safe landing. So he reckons 1 in a trillion dual engine failure on a plane, because a plane can fly on one engine. So that's why if you are on a plane and you see
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're designed. So if you are on a plane and you do see fire coming out of your engine, it's going to be hard.
So what is
but
it?
Don't fucking panic.
The two engines, are they operating at once, or is it like a backup generator?
No, they're at once. They're at once.
Yeah.
Right. But planes and the engines are designed. There's actually and of course now I've been fucking stuck in rabbit holes looking up past plane crashes and shit like an idiot and scaring myself. But there was one plane incident. It's actually quite miraculous. It's the world record for the longest unpowered glide by a pilot, and he landed the fucking plane, and everyone on board survived. Like,
wow.
the guy's a fucking hero, like a full professional. So same thing. They were over like the Atlantic Ocean, yada yada yada. Boom, they lose an engine, and they're going, oh shit, this is weird. And then so they're like, fuck. So they're then trying to like tell everyone not to panic. So this guy has to do like a loop, calls traffic control, and he glides the whole plane on just one engine for like kilometers and kilometers and kilometers. Like, I think it was like the glide was like over an hour long or something.
Fuck.
He glided. It was it was a 1 hour emergency landing, and he somehow landed
What a
safely.
sickener.
What a fuck! I would suck that guy's dick, bro.
I saw,
yeah.
I saw videos from inside the plane, supposedly that
Nothing was working and shit.
The screens weren't working
Yeah.
and the power was out.
Well, get this right. You're not going to believe this. So the plane crashed, and literally like 48 hours later, another Air India plane had to make an emergency landing and divert because it was having technical issues, and the plane had to.
Weird stuff. Man.
Yeah, so don't fly with Air India.
Something is very fishy. No, I'm joking. Sorry, it's just So 11A, is that the whole like on the third? Don't stay on the 13th floor kind of thing? Is that woo woo or is that legit?
I don't know, bro.
wonder,
I don't know.
like-
but so the weird.
So how did he survive? Like what? We don't know.
No, so apparently they reckon this is what's happened. The plane's gone up. He's in 11A, which is the emergency exit, and that part, that row, hence the emergency exit, is the sturdiest part of the plane because it's like there's like some metal beam underneath. They reckon the plane's gone up, right? Mind you, it crashes into a building, and the building didn't fucking collapse. So 9/11, weird, right? Crashes into a fucking building. The building doesn't collapse, but the plane snaps in half. The back of the plane then falls, explodes. The front of the plane sliding across the building. Old mates, everyone's dead now on impact. He's still alive. He realizes what the fuck. He jumps out of the seat onto the wing, onto the floor, and then the plane falls off the roof and explodes into a ball of flame.
Oh my god, that's like a movie.
And then he walked himself to the hospital.
What a
He
sick
walked.
cunt. Oh, I thought they found him there looking up
No,
in the rubble and he was alive.
walked out. And
Oh, so
it's
the
insane.
So
bro.
the window broke and he.
No. So no, the plane was snapped in half.
Oh,
dude.
so then
he just walked out
so
the
he
plane.
walked out of the plane onto
yeah,
the.
and then it blew up like a minute later. So if he was,
He's
like,
just sitting in there still with the mask on.
well, that's what I'm
like-
saying. Like, if you're like, one of those people where like you're a bit like dramatic and probably like you, if you're
Yeah.
sitting there going,
Yeah, I still have my seatbelt on.
Yeah.
The seatbelt sign's still on.
you would have died because the plane exploded. But
Wow.
he kind of like said that like they were flying, heard a bang, and then all of a sudden, that's how quick it happens. Your body can't even register what's happened. And then he said he was just sitting there and just be surrounded by bodies. So he just unbuckled himself and jumped out, and then the plane blew up.
Fucking hell.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
How terrifying.
Scary fucking
Do you reckon
shit.
it has anything to do with, and like, I'm not being racial here or anything, but like in India, how is the quality of their aircrafts over there?
I'm sure it's top notch. I'm sure it's all the same. Like
It's all the same.
It's all made by Boeing and shit.
Yeah.
There's only two companies that make
Yeah.
Boeing and Airbus.
Oh, yeah, true.
So all the planes.
And again, it was another Boeing that crashed.
What
So-
would be a funny Indian airline name? Curry Airways,
No,
Vindaloo.
too hot for you,
Airs.
Airways.
Yeah, too hot for
Too
you.
hot?
Too hot for you.
You reminded me about the Seat 11A thing. Have you heard of this coincidence, right? So in 2001, this is unbelievable, right? In 2001, there was a 10-year-old girl named Laura Buxton from Staffordshire in England. She released a red balloon with a note attached, right? The note asked to return it to Laura Buxton. Weeks later, the balloon was found 140 miles away at Milton, Lisbon, and there was another girl that lived there named Laura Buxton. Right? So they agreed to meet up. It gets crazier, right?
Wow.
So the two Laura Buxtons eventually meet. They were the same height, unusually
What?
tall for their age. They had similar brown hair and blue eyes. They both had a black Labrador of the same age at home. They both owned and brought up their pet guinea pig to the meetup.
What the?
They both had white rabbits at home,
Oh my god.
and the guinea pigs were the same color and even had similar orange markings.
Oh.
And they fucking had the same name, the guinea pigs. They're both wearing pink hoodies and jeans as well. And they met.
Oh my gosh.
That's almost like the Spider-Man meme. Like
How is
alternate
that
realities.
How is that real?
Yeah.
Well, they do say that. Don't you have about, is it 7 or 8 like identical clones?
Doppelgangers.
Like, so there's literally 7 or 8 Joey Khalifs that
But
are
crazy
identical
that
to
the
you.
guinea pig and the
Yeah,
dog.
the same
are
name, the same dog, same height, the
Crazy.
same bro. How was in England 2001?
So who sent the balloon?
The girl did. So one of the girls sent it just like for a thing, like If you find this, send it back to me. Like, and it happened to the person who found it. So, this is even fucking crazy, I think, right? So there was a 17-year-old boy was killed by a taxi when he was riding his moped. Almost exactly 1 year later, his younger brother, also 17 years old, was killed in the same way. He was riding the same moped. He was killed in the same intersection. He was struck by the same taxi, driven by the same taxi driver who was carrying the same passenger.
Oh my gosh.
How crazy is that?
God,
I feel like they could base a movie off something like that.
Like, bro, and that was in Bermuda in 1975.
So that guy's killed 2 people now.
He killed both the brothers in the same car, carrying the same passenger.
Okay.
Bro, how is that possible?
Now my mind is focusing on this guy being in jail.
Are we not in it? Yeah. Did he go to prison?
Now I'm thinking about that guy being in jail.
Simulation, man, I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's almost like those people weren't meant to meet, and they were like, you're supposed to never meet, and it's like an alternate reality.
Why wasn't he in jail?
Yeah. Forget about the coincidence. Right. This guy shouldn't be on the road.
You get let off once for maybe manslaughter, right?
Yeah.
And then do you get let off the second time?
Oh, my golly gosh, bro.
But there's so many coincidences like that are just crazy.
Golly Airways.
Golly Airways or
Golly Airways.
Papa Dom Airways.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that'll do it.
Yeah.
That'll do it, guys.
Henry taps out. Beep. Hit the nuke button.
Yeah.
Hopefully we're still here next week. We don't get nuked.
Man, you guys are lucky I'm not a fucking president. I'd be fucking with my finger on Twitter going, whoa, I'll be fucking around and shit.
You'd be the biggest troll, bro. People won't know if they should take you seriously or not.
I'd be the biggest fuckwit. I'd be drunk as fuck all the time. Oh, fuck it hell.
Man, well, maybe next episode I'll be juiced to the tits and I'll be training for the enhanced game.
Sideways. All right, guys. As always, thank you so much for listening. By the time you listen to this, I'm going to be off Instagram. So
check out my song. It's already out. Jeff Bezos.
His song is out. Yeah.
Your album's coming. My album's coming.
Yep.
Joey's coming.
And I'm coming. I'm coming everywhere, man. So,
all right, thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.
See ya.